feet. So this is not looking too good for Nip, in my opinion.
This will sound harsh, but I actually think this is perfect for LDLC.
Yeah.
They've gotten 3 maps where I think they're better than Nip on all 3.
Yeah.
So I have to say I think LDLC is going to win. Listen, I know people here don't want to hear it. There's a few thousand people here.
We'll call
but there's
security
hundreds
for
of
you.
thousands of people on the stream, and they want to know who's actually going to win. They want to bet the skins on the right people. Bet them on LDLC. They're definitely going to win. I don't know if it'll be 2-1, 2. In fact, you know what? Dust 2 Inferno. I'm going to say LDLC is going to win 2-0.
All right, we will be calling security for you to get you out of the building.
What do you
Jordan,
think,
going to put you on the spot.
Honestly, like I said before, I pretty much wholeheartedly agree, but there's something inside of me for some reason. Nip seems to, Forrest, Get Right, and all of them seem to manifest this ungodly surprise, like in Cologne. I didn't think they were going to be Fnatic by any means.
What about Cloud9 in Cologne?
Well, yeah, we should have won the whole thing, right?
Yeah, Cobblestone.
Come on.
No, I mean, you always faced NIP, ASWC,
actually, honestly, we did have a decent
EMS.
chance. Cologne was probably the best chance we should have had to beat
But
them.
I mean, you have experience. Like, you might be playing better than them, like in Cologne, but,
Yeah.
they produce magic, right?
Yeah, no, and they do. So if they could take Dust 2, I think that would be huge for them. Because Inferno, it seems like, will probably be LDLC's map. Overpass, man, LDLC is very good on that. I think if NIP can have a good T-side on Overpass, maybe they could do it there. It's going to be very tough.
Yeah, the big worry is that it starts CT for Nip on Dust 2.
Yeah.
Like, they can definitely do something on CT themselves, but will they get there with enough rounds? That's what you have to ask yourself. And Inferno, I mean, I'd love to say from all that we saw today, the Hellraisers game yesterday, the Virtus program today, they'll do well on Inferno. I don't believe it in my heart, though, Scott.
Well, we're going to find out. It is time, folks. The first map, Dreamhack 2014, Grand Final. You know who's downstairs. The Room on Fire guys, Anders and Semler. Take it away.
All right, thank you, Scoots, and thank you, Thorin, and nothing. This is going to be the grand finals of the last major of the year here at Dreamhack Winter 2014. Anders, I've been punching air for like 10 minutes now. How happy are you?
I am so excited. This can't get any better. This is one of the best grand finals that we could have possibly hoped for. Dust 2 Inferno and Overpass as the 3 maps. We have one-time champion winner NIP, and home team as well against LDLC, who already, I mean, have shown so much promise, and they're probably hungry to win their first major title.
Now this is it. This is the end-all be-all. This is almost a rematch. I mean, it's so funny to have Happy here now. He's made it to the finals. Last time around at Gamescom, Nip took his team out. So this is going to be a big opportunity here for Happy to lead this crew of Frenchmen, to the first title. This is it. Now can NIP actually turn it around with this crowd behind them? It's going to be tough for LDLC, but we are loading into the first map now, and it is going to be Dust 2 to start us off here. I mean, do you agree so far with the analysis that we've had? As far as this map is concerned, that is.
Well, I don't know. I think Nip need to win this first map. I think that's an absolute necessity here for the Swedes. I don't see them having a good time ending up playing, you know, Inferno to try and win it. But look at the boost going on over outside along. Just setting up very slow round right now for NIP.
Now this isn't something we see every day. This is definitely something very interesting here. They are banking on LDLC pushing out to try and get some kind of advantage here, some kind of edge. But all 4 members soon here for NIP could potentially come crashing through. There is a setup here, however, from LDLC, Shoxy, and NBK. They've got the crossfire, but there's the flash to lead the charge. NBK going to be putting some shots out, trying to draw their attention to set it up for Shoxy, who is currently trying to land something as well, but it's just not happening. Freiburg gets the double entry, and there you go. NIP off to a fantastic start.
And LDLC going to have to try and stabilize this. They're not out of the round yet. Smith will get a good headshot in on Freiburg, so finally shots down the monster. Now it's Happy going down next to Forrest. And it's Smith and Kiyoshima left, 2-on-4. This is going to be an uphill battle for LDLC. They're going to charge their way through. Forrest is there, picks up the second headshot, and it's going to be down to Kiyoshima. He's going to get hunted down. And NIP will pick up the pistol round, which is obviously a great start.
For them, exactly. I mean, we saw what LDLC are capable of if they get that strong start. CT versus Na'Vi. Now NIP, they get that perfect start for themselves here. That was the Glock trade, nothing about it. LDLC had to land the shots. NBK and Shoxy, the first line of defense there, and they just crumbled beneath Freiburg's onslaught. And from there on out, it was the Nip show. Now it's going to be the scout battle mid, and it's going to be Smith and Kiyoshima both getting tagged up.
Classic meta game going on right here as get scouts and C-set 75. The scouts are supposed to soften up the targets as they get closer. The C-set 75 take over, and you just mob down anyone who might be there. It's a good idea right now for LDLC. It's become the most common follow-up to losing the pistol round, so no big surprise, really. And LDLC, I mean, we've already heard before, they're masters at the C75 stuff.
Exactly. I mean, holding these close angles, just like this one here for Kiyoshima. If they decide to run through it mid-doors, he's up close. Smith is there to draw the attention as well. This could be brutal here if Nip decides to run right through, but the smoke is going to go down and block off CT. We lose Smith immediately. Kiyoshima gets overwhelmed as well. Exist gets the double entry, and that's the B site wide open here for NIP to get the plant. And LDLC, they don't seem too interested in rushing in here. They want to take their time and try and set up to take some of these guns off of NIP.
Still a lot to be gained in the round for LDLC. NIP hit a soft spot in the defense there, and they got the 2 entry frags they needed. So nothing more really to say about that. Now it's on the French ones trying to see if they can, as you said, make it out of here with a gun and save these armors as well for the upcoming round. It's not looking good for Shox as he's being shot at from a distance, and Forrest sort of creeps up close to the ramp and will end up taking him down. It's MBK and Happy left, and they aren't looking in position to do much either here. Get right, it is at 100% health, so saving the armor on the C set is still actually worth a lot. You have to remember that. It's better, obviously, if they can get a gun, but another person goes down, and now LDLC kind of make it out with nothing at all. Get right comes up with a kill. That is, I mean, it's a tough decision, because I think you're right. LDLC initially probably thought, we'll get exit kills, steal a few guns, and it'll be great for us. But then the other choice would have been to try and hide in the pit far away and save the armors, and they went for something in between that and didn't work out as well as they thought.
Exactly. I mean, those sorts of scenarios, when you can't initially get it done quickly, well, sometimes it's best to back off. This time around, LDLC will have nothing going into this round. It's a hard eco from them, not a dollar spent. They want to try and save up as much as possible for the big buy round that'll be coming up in the next one, in the 4th round, when they will get those rifles and basically have their first crack here at stopping NIP. NIP, they're very happy with how that went, though. Perfect end eco round for them, not losing a rifle, not having to spend any extra money here. So this is a perfect start here for the Swedes, and they're currently walking their way up long. There's nobody here to stop them.
So a good guess right here. It's also easier to walk up long in an NT eco when you know there are no scouts, and they obviously can be sure there are no scouts right now on the LDLC side. So this is actually a pretty good choice, considering that they can almost certainly guess what the weaponry is going to be like on the CT side. And stacking up A is not something you can just easily do on this map. Stacking B is very easy, and stacking middle is very easy. A bomb side is just different. So NIP going for the, I think, the most obvious choice and also the smartest one.
And the way that they went about it as well, sticking together, making sure that they couldn't get split up. It's all about controlling those guns there for NIP. So the fact that they went together and just went as a unit is a very smart play from them. Just not giving LDLC any kind of advantage because, again, LDLC on this map are monsters. You cannot afford to make a mistake because they will punish you. Now LDLC, once again, just kind of set up here to see if NIP are going to try and push out, but I doubt it. I highly doubt it. There's no reason for NIP to take the risk in this scenario.
Some questions still to be answered here on the LDLC side. I'm mostly looking forward to Smiths on this map because against Na'Vi he really did not show up. Happy played amazingly against Na'Vi in the semis, but I want to see Smiths come into his own again.
And he was a little bit rattled by that as well during the break. Got to catch up with him very briefly, and he was saying, you know, like, why, what's going on, you know, a bit jokingly, but it was still there, right? You know, where he's like, why am I not hitting the shots? So we'll have to see if he can come alive here and get that some of that confidence back going into the finals, because this is when, of course, it matters most. As far as the rifles are concerned, LDLC fairly well equipped here. They do have full Colts across the board, but they are very limited on nades. NIP just going to be making some noise, trying to draw some of those nades out here early. The earlier they can get those smokes off of the CT side, the easier it will be for Ninjas and Pajamas to take over a bomb site.
Creeping their way into the middle, it's Freiburg. We've seen how incredibly deadly he can be opening up the middle of this map, sometimes hitting nothing but headshots when he's coming out the middle like this. So we'll have to see if he can do it again, because obviously those entry frags are so important. But it's going to be Smiths opening up on Forrest. Happy shooting blindly through, but staying alive, taking some damage, but still a good job here on the French side, just getting the advantage. Freiburg very low on health. Flashbang in. Hiroshima comes in, takes down Freiburg, and it's going to keep spraying a little bit more. And flashes his way back into the B bomb site. Very smart, very cautious play coming out right now from LDLC. They're winning the round currently. Smith's going to take one quick peek. Got nice headshot as well. Exist dropping very low on health here. Smith's doing an extraordinary job. It's just Maikelele left, and LDLC looking strong as soon as they pick up rifles. Maikelele 1-on-4, some great headshots raining on threes, trying for a little bit more. If only he knew Smith was on 2 health, but Maikelele He's still in play here. He's going to flash his way in, sprays down, and it's finally going to fall to Shoxy. A great round from LDLC.
Yeah, fantastic play. I mean, that was all about Smith and Kiyoshima just annihilating that push. Whenever they came in, whenever NiP showed themselves, they were getting punished time and time again. That this play here from Kiyoshima is a thing of beauty. The fact that he manages to pick up Freiburg and stay alive, to come back onto this site, to make sure that Smith cannot get overwhelmed. A little bit of luck there with Smith living on 2 HP. But still, LDLC get their first buy round, and now NIP are the ones who are going to be rocked a little bit here. And the way that they're going to deal with this, go straight up to that AWP, let Michael start opping now.
It's definitely a good choice. He was looking quite powerful earlier in the day with this exact rifle, so I'm not surprised that that's what they decided to do. MPK, the mag 7 in hand, and he's actually holding all the way outside long, so sort of an interesting spot. Sometimes you see people use it by catwalk, where they jump up by the box and try and take anyone, and if that was MPK's position, it'd be interesting, because it looks like at least NIP might just try and go near that spot. They could also just be making sure that nobody is on short, because if you want to go B split like they did last time around, then making sure no one's on short is the first component.
Exactly. You don't want them to be in position to be able to rotate anything here. So LDLC right now, about as standard as can be, leaving open the, like totally open mid right now. They're really focusing on locking down the bomb sites themselves. And they seem to have a bit of an idea of what NIP are up to. Because NIP gathered up on Cat, it's going to be all 4 members pushing up here. This is all going to come down to the initial shot. Shoxy lands a brilliant headshot, but Exist returns it immediately. There is still 1 man alive here, however, for the Frenchman. It is going to be Happy, goes for a bit of a pop flash, and this is going to be his big time to shine. The single spray, but he's nearly going to get the double, and he does. Happy stops NiP cold, and this is now falling apart for the Swedes.
A little bit of self-control on Happy, not going for the re-peek as Get Right is going to go down to NBK, leaving Exist here 1-on-3. Another really good start to the round here for LDLC as Exist will spray down, 1 follow-up headshot. Now it's a 1-on-1, but there's only 5 seconds left. He's running out of time. Smith just has to stay put, and they'll win the round. Exist with a quad kill, but he cannot finish it. That's got to be painful. And Smith, he's looking a little bit. Is he going to find him? Oh my God, the last possible second. And he's going to be all right. That's a scary round. I mean, if they had all just tried to challenge Exist then, that could have gone wrong.
That one, 1 at a time. Look at this. I mean, this long-range spray on Happy. That's some get-right Freiburg level of control there. Exist looking very focused. The pause did come in, and actually it was Shoxy who initiated it. So the Frenchman calling for a bit of a break, perhaps a problem with the mouse, perhaps a problem with the keyboard, but we'll see if that can get sorted out fairly quickly here. As far as NIP are concerned, though, they've just tried 2 strats, two gun strats, basically, that were rendered completely ineffective. So now the question is, NIP, they were off to such a strong start in the first 3 rounds. How do they come back from that? And what do you think? I mean, what do you think NIP can actually aim for here, apart from just trying to make their presence felt on the map by getting picks?
I think that is going to be the option for NIP, actually, but I think they're going to try and get more of their picks down the middle. I would like, especially now that they have Michael, I'd love to see NIP try and see if they can flash and push their way in on long with a lot of grenades and force LDLC back. Look, put Michael in the pit and let him stay there. And just have some patience, see if LDLC aren't going to get impatient and come and peek you. Right now, obviously, going into the 6th round, it's been unforced right now. Shox picked up the AWP, and NIP are quite fast out on long, but it's just like Helele here. There's a bit of a distraction being caused right now. He's just hiding at the end of the smoke. It's a super cool play, but he loses his patience, going to fire and reveal himself. Happy will take him down. LDLC getting the entry frag again.
Yeah, exactly right. We all know what happens when NIP don't get entry frags. They do seem to struggle. They get bogged down somewhat. But here's the classic flash onto Cat to allow Freiburg to take point and start clearing this position, making a little bit of noise here, trying to draw attention for the LDLC. But Happy, he senses that something is not right. And he's already making his way towards mid, holding from CT. He sees what's coming. NIP are going to come crashing through those mid doors, and Happy is right on the edge. He is in a perfect position to get the flank, and it's a double spray from Happy. Looking for the 3rd, and he gets the headshot. But Get Right is down to 2 HP in a 1v4, and it's not meant to be this time. NBK will get the final frag, and it's now 3 rounds for LDLC.
Exceptional defense coming out from Happy. That triple kill down there. Obviously starting off with Michael over at long. Really, really good stuff there for LDLC. And again, they're also keeping a large portion of their members alive. Just that's really important too. Just building an economy slowly on the CT side, and even more importantly, forcing NIP to actually eco now. They have bought some grenades here to try and see if they can get in. 1 smoke already used, actually. I was going to say maybe they wanted to see if they could get the smoke plant off on A, but I don't think LDLC are going to let stuff like that by easily.
Now, it seems like LDLC, at least right now, are in Ninjas in Pyjamas' heads. I mean, that positioning from Happy, seeing exactly, I mean, because Happy has been holding fairly high on the side, like in the round before that, up in Goose, and then he just comes in and manages to just eviscerate the push. Now it's going to be Shoxy with this AWP, holding on A slope, a second frag for him, gets the third as well. Happy will rob him of the fourth, and NBK will take the fifth. But an ironclad defense here on the A side, and that eco round does nothing for NIP. They're looking very focused right now, however, the Frenchmen, and it doesn't really seem like they are flustered. Shoxy was even caught laughing there for a second, and when Shoxy cracks a smile, you know things are about to get pretty rough for you.
And it's, you know, again, they go with Shox or Ping and not Smith. So I'm thinking they've really had a conversation about this very topic, and Smith said, I'm not feeling quite ready. Shox is feeling, or is looking really on point, so why not? Freiburg with a good opening, though, to take down MBK. That was swift and clean. And that's what they needed in NIP. We've said this time and again, but this team seems, they just function so much better when they get that little bit of confidence, get the opening frag, and that's about it. Smith's just going to fall as well. Exist doing work down towards the middle of the map. Now, they got to be careful about Shox up here. On the B-bomb side, Kiyoshima falls next. NIP getting entry frags all across the board, all across the map, and that means the rest of LDLC really can't do anything. It's not even a choice at this point. They just have to try and hope that NIP won't come hunt them down and take these rifles away.
Exactly right. I mean, right now they're just hanging out on the sites. They're about as far as could be. Shoxy's all the way down in mid, and he's going to be happy to find the headshot on Get Right. So at least now, NIP, they know where Happy is. Freiburg already trying to hunt him down, goes for the long distance spray, not going to connect. And Happy at this point is just buying time. If Freiburg passes that line, Shoxy is there to support him, but Happy will get caught out in the open by Exist. Great timing there by the Swedish in-game leader. As far as Shoxy is concerned, he's probably a bit too far away now for Nip to be able to catch up with him, basically. He's going to be able to hang on to this AWP, and that's actually a very good save here for LDLC. That sniper rifle is extremely expensive, and they don't quite have a huge bank just yet on LDLC's side. If they can shave off money like that, it's a very good thing for them.
Definitely is. And I keep throwing 2 rifles away to pick up the one that was unhappy. That might have been worth it. They have money to rebuy the rifles after all, so I mean, I don't think that's a fair investment. LDLC, though, actually will pick up the AWP on Smith here. They had the money for it, and they definitely just go straight ahead, actually trying to take the fight down the middle with Michaelele as well. No, oh, he did hit Smith, then that's 95 damage through the door, and Smith is going to be falling back. That flick was pretty fast.
That was brutal, and now Smith is going to have to play very passively over on that B side. He's not going to be able to expose himself with 5 HP. You can kill him with anything. So now, where exactly do NIP go? They've done the initial damage. Michaelele might have confirmed that he did get the tag, but NIP have yet to really get that kill that is going to allow them to just start pushing across the map. LDLC going back to that firm strategy where they have 2 guys holding on the A side with 1 holding towards long, so trying to cover all the entrances, but they aren't putting up much of a fight in mid right now. They really are leaving it open and making it very difficult for NIP to find that entry frag.
So are they going to go short this time, or are they actually going to end up in middle? It kind of feels like it's going to be short with a bit of a fight going on now, long with Get Right and Shox out there. MBK down in CT spawn, and he can hear them walking up on catwalk, so he's definitely going to be making a call to his teammates. Shox has to stay alive out here, that's the most important thing. MBK helping out and taking out Freiburg, then NIP falling back with the bomb. Playing this on very slow, very drawn out, and then we have time for it. Shox will pick off Exist, and it's only 20 seconds left. NIP, they need a lot more speed, and it's just not happening here. Happy is in a great position to stop this. NIP looking indecisive. They're going to take down MBK, but there's only 14 seconds. They need to move. Happy takes 1, takes 2, and Shox will drop Get Right. A great round here for LDLC. Not letting themselves get flustered by NIP playing so slow, because you can get impatient. You can want to look where they are, but LDLC really playing it cool.
Look at this. I mean, Happy is just basically saying, keep your cool. That little finger wag there, you know, like, don't get flustered. Because that's what it's all about right there. You can see how NIP, they're moving up Cat, and they're counting on Michaelele to find that opening pick to allow them to just run up onto the site. Only problem is he never had a target. LDLC just played the angles perfectly right there and slowly choked NIP out of that round. Now NIP back down to pistols again. They aren't able to establish the money until Freiburg steps in and gets the headshot on Smith. Does not let him make away with that. And Michaelele now has that sniper rifle to play with again.
So that's a big risk to take. I'm wondering if LDLC didn't realize that NIP were ecoing, or they didn't care. Because you know the other team is ecoing, can afford to play a little bit more defensively, usually. Michaelele now looking to use this stolen AWP to wreak havoc. Get right waiting up here, and MBK's going to look right into it. There's the kill. Now it's a 3-on-5. Maikelele, oh, what a quick flick, but not quite going to get it. Gets one more try. Now they're charging in. They want to take Kiyoshima out, and they will. Freiburg picks up the second shot. Now down in the middle. Finally, Happy retaliates. It's 2-on-4, and it isn't quite done yet. They do have rifles here on the LDLC side, but Shoxy is miles away from the action. Happy might have to do this all on his own. He does the damage, but he's not going to get help from Shoxy. This is a very weird position for LDLC, and Happy should actually try and get out, because it's clearly not going to work. But actually, as it happens, Gerright's in a great position here, and Happy's not going to escape. Shox, I know there's a bit of miscommunication there between LDLC. It seemed like Happy wanted to retake, Shoxy wanted to save.
Perhaps Happy, he knew that Get-Right was potentially at his back and didn't really have anywhere to go. Where at that point, Shoxy is going to be able to get that rifle off of Get-Right. Maikelele trying to hunt him down, but it's not going to be fast enough. Shoxy will live through the round, but NiP are yet again walking away with another run here. And this is actually due to them getting the entry yet again. When they actually get that opening kill, it just seems to basically overpower NIP, or at least, you know, nitrous, just nitrous charge. Something that just lights them up and lets them just start to take frags that they otherwise wouldn't.
Aaron mentioned earlier that NIP generally are slow starters. So, I mean, they're already off to a pretty good start here. 5-5 is not that bad. This map does play out pretty evenly. LDLC, I think actually both teams are fairly neck and neck, but it means if NIP does kick it into overdrive later on, could maybe be an issue here for LDLC. Those entry frags are the ones we're looking out for, and now there's 2 orbs on NIP side. Forest also picking up one.
What's going to be the real issue here for LDLC is the money. But there we go. Shoxy will find the entry frag, takes out Freiburg, and that's going to slow things down here for NIP. They aren't able to push up behind to get the revenge kill. And so now, how do we see the Ninjas play from this position when they're down a man? What is going to be the call for them? And it looks like it might be moving towards that B site. The bomb is waiting through the doors, and they are looking like they want to try and get control of that half of the map yet again. Happy going to try and push down. He's going to be in the perfect position to flank here. This is going to be brutal. Happy just needs to look out the mid doors, takes out the first man. He's going to jump down and take out Maikelele as well. And that's the bomb dropped at his feet. Forrest and Get-Right, the last 2 alive here for NIP.
Oh, Get-Right does pick up a kill on MBK. Forrest just has to remember to look right here as he crosses out into it, but he's not going to get it. Great play from LDLC, especially Happy. That was such a great positional play right there. They do steal the AWP as well, and they're going to be in an interesting position now. The fact that they killed Freiburg first up on Catwalk's also obviously very important, as Freiburg is the guy for those entries.
Freiburg, I mean, he said it himself in that interview. It's just, he feels like he's playing the best CS of his life right now. To take him out of the picture that early on in the round is a huge advantage for LDLC. He is getting a lot done, and NiP heavily rely on him on their T sides to go ahead and create those openings. Maikelele with the op is there, yes, but Freiburg is the one who's going to push in, try and take control of those angles and get the opening frags that are going to give NiP space to play with. So, question is now, once again, we are just so low on money for both teams. NIP, if they lose this one, they're back to ecoing, and they really cannot allow that. And they need to start getting ahead in rounds here on this T side stuff too.
Mid control again. You see LDLC aren't trying to contest it too much. They're staying essentially on their side of the map. There's been no aggressive boost to look down lower, dark, or into the middle or anything like that. The most aggressive they were was Smiths pushing up that one anti-eco, and that really backfired heavily. So LDLC just staying back. Maikelele finding a good opening. MBK with the one return, but he gets down by Get-Right. So an uneven trade going in favor of NIP. Happy in the middle, spraying through. He cannot quite catch Freiburg. That's very close to connecting. Would have been huge. They're going to come hunt for him. Great job here from LDLC. Freiburg falls, and now it's going to be up in the A-bomb site. Throwing the bomb over. They're afraid to make this crossing, but Gerright's going to take the challenge, and no one is there to accept it. So 3-on-3, it's going to be a full-on retake. The bomb, I'm assuming they planted that one for long, because Forrest is down here with control along, and if they can get right here as well, it's going to be a very tough retake, unless Smiths is going to go insane down here.
That's the question. Happy is going to be working in through CT slope, though. Yeah, Flash to lead the way. That's not going to allow really Kiyoshima to push out. It's actually going to be Forrest taking out Smith. Happy is gone. Get-Right finds that frag. And now Kiyoshima 1v3. It's just not going to pan out for him here. He cannot go for the retake alone. He has to back off. Although that is a scenario that LDLC could potentially win. Retaking with even numbers on the A side is much easier than doing it on the B side. It just so happens that this time, NIP were able to land the shots when necessary.
There is a fundamental problem, though, when you're the CT side and pushing in like that, because obviously the terrorists know if they plant for long or for short, so they have to decide where they control. Probably LDLC could guess that it wasn't going to be a short plant because they ended up going up there and checking. There was no one covering it. But that means by the time they've already made that decision, they got 2 people in short, 1 person on long, and all of a sudden all the pressure is on Smith who's on long, and they must realize that unless Smith can clear long for them, they'll never be able to control the bomb site. Even if they kill the people in the bomb site, they still lose the round. 13th round is coming up here, and still a double-up setup going on for NIP currently, with LDLC very low on economy, 2 CZ75s, 2 M4s, and the AWP on Shocks. Forrest finding an opening, taking down Smiths. Luckily, it's only one of the CZs gone.
That is a big bonus there for LDLC, but it also weakens the defense here on the B site. For NIP, they could potentially look to crack this, but Shoxy's going to catch Freiburg out on Cat again. And that's a huge frag to bring back LDLC into this round. NBK is holding solo right here, holding close. As you guys can see, it's the mental battle that's happening right now between GetRight and NBK. It's a game. Very rarely GetRight loses that one, but we shall see if NBK is going to be able to dart out. This is the play for him. He's holding so closely. If he doesn't see anything, now he starts to push, and here he could potentially flank out GetRight if GetRight is not fast enough, but it's going to be the B push, and NIP are going to rush into this site, and Michaelele opens it up, takes out Hiroshima. GetRight is gone, but Exist will get the refrag right on top of it, and now it's down to NBK and Shox, man down, to retake this B site.
They definitely heard NBK up here, so they know he's there. It's a good pickup from Forrest, leaving Shox in an unwinnable situation, and he recognizes it pretty quickly, just gonna run away with the AWP, which is the smartest move. Now, you're absolutely right about the battle, the mental battle that's going on down there between GetRight and NBK, and what's really interesting from a historical perspective again is that this battle has been going on all throughout the history of Global Offensive, going way back to very games. In the very early days, GetRight and NBK, they've been standing on either side of that door for a very, very long time fighting each other. So whatever they do, you have to imagine there's also a huge amount of knowledge about how the other person thinks and plays going into that. We'll probably won't understand, but there's still a way to appreciate it just by imagining how long they've been doing that.
And 3 of these members, I mean, excuse me, Smiths and Shoxy have an enormous amount of experience as well from the very games lineup going up against NIP. So this is just a huge match here that we have here in the Grand Finals of Dreamhack Winter. How is this going to work? No tag there for Michaelele. Unfortunately for him, they are able to dart past the mid doors and get into position on this B site. But once again, Forrest is here very quickly with this AWP, and he is going to be able to lock this down. No real hope here for LDLC. Look at what LDLC are doing, actually. They aren't even a man down, but they are actually just pushing to get control of mid.
Shox very low. Follow-up grenade almost brings him down. Heavy mid presence right now for LDLC, so if NIP keep going forward, they could end up getting sort of sandwiched in here. Michaelele, that's so close, you could see he wanted to click the trigger. Maybe he felt like an itch in that finger, and he couldn't quite tell why, but he decided not to click. That was so close. Now, opening frag for NIP. LDLC could end up finishing this half 6-9.
Looking highly likely at this point, unless Shoxy can hold on to that AWP, keep it going for the next round. It's going to be fairly tough here, but GetRight actually throws away his gun to get his pistol out just a little bit faster. He's taking this battle with NBK, but NBK decides to back off, and it's going to be Exist finding Smith here at mid. Now NIP have some options, and it's looking like they could just go to this B site here. Defense has been weakened. They're working their way, into Upper Dark, and the bomb will make its way there eventually. Whereas LDLC, all 3 guys still over on A side of the map, so GetRight is still here, just now pushing away.
Yeah. I would love to see NIP get into the bomb site, but just delay the plan a tiny bit until everyone is closer to long, and then go and fight. Because actually 3 of the NIP members are not affected by throwing their rifles away here. So those 3 should go and hunt right now, and the rest should just save, because they need this AWP to disappear from Shox. Because if it does, I don't think LDLC can buy it. I don't think they have enough money, even with their Animals bonus. So that's 1 or less. That's a really big deal. It's the 14th round, so the 15th round's the last one of the half. They might as well go for it here. Right now, Freiburg is out on the hunt. They need to get in there.
Closing in. He seems to have an idea. He might be running into Kyoshima here. It comes down to the timing. Does he look away at the wrong time? But he spots him out on A slope. And that's gives it up here. Freiburg actually deciding to back off and play defensively. Another thing here to keep in mind is that they absolutely at all costs do not want to be giving a gun to LDLC. NBK will actually get the kill, and as I say it, there's a free AK for him to hold on to for the next round. That's more money saved in his pocket. That is a very big play there indeed.
Yeah, very good stuff. That's definitely important. So 8-6, only a 2-round lead for NIP, and even with 6 rounds, and like LDLC can't win this map, they definitely can. Should not be celebrating too soon here if you're an NIP fan, because that is the wrong approach. Bit of a boost going on the left side of the middle here. Happy on top of the Noah Tower, as we sometimes refer to it as.
Yeah, they haven't used this yet. They haven't really used this at all, actually, LDLC. So this could actually potentially catch NIP off guard here. We'll see how things play out. Freiburg actually going to be getting up fairly close. Nice nade there, the nade combo, but Happy returns the frag. And he just barely escapes with his life. 3 HP left on him. But already just trading frags. That was a sick read by NIP, however. That nade and that spray is designed to take out that boost. NIP not showing anything here to the Frenchman.
And to do it in the 1 round where LDLC actually do it, that's when NIP decides to just throw grenades and shoot on through there. Smith's also grenaded down to 38. He's going to have to come up big here with the AWP, but they're boosting up. He takes down Mike Kilele. That's a good start. Needs a little bit more, but he hits the barrel and you can't shoot through. And he goes down. Exists with a great double kill. NBK trying to take a shot through the wall here. He's going to have to get it. Drops the bomb. And now it's a 1-on-2. It's on Shox. Undoubtedly a great player to have left in a 1-on-2 situation. He's going to switch it up for an M4A1. A lot rides on him here. He's got the kit. He's got 1 flashbang. But he's up against Forrest and Exist. There's a lot of experience on the other side. Flashbang goes in, Shox, oh, and he goes down to Forrest. It's Exist, obviously the man of that round with a triple kill, also ending up top fragging at 14 on his team, but Happy's at 16 on the other team. A lot of weight put on his shoulders right here as he's currently trying to carry his team to victory. That's a 9-6 finish, Semler, in favor of NIP.
Yeah, that's actually, I mean, an excellent finish to the first half here for NIP, especially considering we've been seeing teams come out ahead on the CT side of Dust 2 a lot in recent times. The meta seems to be changing on the map. Teams are getting so good on the defense that it's becoming increasingly difficult to take rounds on your terrorist side when you're on the offense. So for NIP to get 9 rounds at the end of the first half is excellent. If they take the pistol round here, going into the second half, they could run away with this half, or run away with this first map in the best of 3, and Thorn's predictions would already be ruined. Just like that.
Is that the silver lining here?
Yeah, we gotta keep him on his toes, right?
We do, but I mean, as of yet, he's been on point for a little bit, I think. He's had an alright record for this event. Oh, what? We're just waiting. Still 50 seconds left on the countdown. You could see NIP were ready. They were talking to each other. Peter being quite active in the background, just going over what can we do? What do we already know about LDLC and their way of playing a terrorist side pistol? I wouldn't be surprised if LDLC are going to go for something that might start slightly slow, but then turns into a bit of a Glock train, because that seems to be highly effective. Rushing straight away isn't always necessary, but if you do, you might want to do it towards long. Rushing B is really hard, because you're going to run through a smoke almost certainly, and maybe even more than that. So either rush A, or just take mid control and wait. If you get an entrance, then you go, all of you.
There are advantages. There are advantages and disadvantages, at least rushing in the pistol, right? Because even with that smoke, it's not like you're rushing against an M4. You know, it's still a pistol on the other side. So you do have options. The question is, do they really want to risk rushing? Because if you rush into a CZ, you could lose 2 guys instantly, and then, you know, your whole push just kind of goes away. So
it's absolutely true. Well, we're getting into the second half now. Dreamhack, make some noise!
Yeah, sick crowd here at Dreamhack as well. Once again, Anders, we don't have space. There's a whole stage here this time at Dreamhack Winter, and we still don't have space, don't have room for everybody here. It's sick. CS is sick at Dreamhack in Sweden.
Dreamhack, they did their best to calculate how many people would show up, and last year we stole all the Hearthstone seats, and this time around they had so much more and it's still not enough. Now get right over here, CZ in hand, wasting a few bullets, Happy deciding, wait a minute, it's a little bit too close for comfort. Gonna go back and play a little bit safe instead.
This could be very interesting here for LDLC if they were to just, if they could spot out potentially how many people are here. Exist is just holding the single hard. Force is actually the bait on the hook. They want them to come in here. They want them to try and peek and potentially give the opportunity here to exist, but it is going to be a B-split push coming out here from LDLC, and NIP are leaving the bomb site. Freiburg, he's a second too late, and now LDLC are going to get out onto this site. That is the timing there goes LDLC's way, and Kiyoshima will pick up the headshot on Forrest as well.
On a great plan here. MBK is going to take down Freiburg as well. Happy waiting up on short. He's taking a fight. He gets Get Right as well. Perfectly timed for LDLC. Such a smart call. And that's going to be it. A flawless pistol round for LDLC with a double kill for MBK. That was absolutely the perfect call. Almost uncanny how they were able to do that.
You get the feeling that NIP, they definitely thought that this was going to be a push through mid here from LDLC, because Freiburg, he just leapt out that window trying to get onto B slope to try and get as many guns onto mid as possible. But they just got completely outgamed there. NIP, they were completely out of position when they actually realized that Freiburg tried to get back through window onto that site, but he was just half a second too late. And by that time, LDLC had full control. Now Shoxy is going to start off strong here, taking out Freiburg in this second round, who tried to go for the dig. Michael Lilly is going to take it instead, so we'll see if the Opera can actually get a little bit more done here. But LDLC, now that is the second start. They should be able to even it up in rounds, and then at that point, it's almost anybody's game.
It is, absolutely. I mean, LDLC winning that pistol round just brought this match much closer and much more interesting. There's something shaping up, though, on the NIP side that LDLC might not realize just yet, which is that both Forrest and Michael Lilly haven't bought anything this round, which is a strong indication that NIP aren't gonna, take this one step at a time. They're gonna upgrade directly to the double up setup, and that is definitely very interesting. That's not something NIP would normally do.
No, it is. I mean, they are quite capable here, depending on how much damage they can get done. MBK will finally remove the exist from the table, but Michael Lilly is still alive with the Deagle, looking for another headshot. Can he find it? Not gonna connect, and MBK will take him out. Get Right. He's gonna be the only man alive here for NIP, but he gets caught once again. Happy watching the flank, making sure that Get Right can't lurk his way into a few extra frags. And so LDLC actually get through this second round with the bomb plant. So this was a little extra money, but more importantly, they keep 4 players alive here, so they're going to be pretty pleased with that result. NIP, on the other hand, did they decide to go for anything here as far as the money is concerned? I'd be really surprised if they did.
They're going to keep it cool. Pretty sure that Forrest and Michael just are thinking about those orbs. It's not a bad choice either, because I don't think LDLC are going to be too keen on opening on the terrorist side unless they get pressured into it. So the initial orb, Happy spraying while flashed, and he's only going to get the 1 kill here. So they steal a rifle. Now the big question is for, he only has a USPS. If he had a C-set, it'd be so much fun here, but this is going to be such a tough battle. Trying to check the corners. Forrest with 1 shot, goes for a little bit more, but he can't connect with the second one. So 3-on-3. I think they should try and save this AK. Kiyoshima cleaning up in the middle. A nice cleanup at that. 4 kills, just mowing down NIP. No rifles saved at all. And that's the tie. 9 for 9. 1 AWP purchased, another one. So there it is.
So one thing is that NIP are going to be slightly limited on nades here to hold the push. But at the same time, they're going to be counting on these AWPs. They're going full Titan here. One thing that is interesting is that Smith does have the AWP. He has his CZ combo as well. So we're going to be looking for big things here. But are they actually going to try and use a Smiths against Smiths? Flash over the doors and the crouch peek, but Smith doesn't hit the shot. Instead, he hits a sick flick onto Forrest. And that's one of the ops down now for NIP.
What is that, like Smith's Ascension? I'm not sure. Get Right is going to go down, and Kiyoshima with an absolutely great headshot from lower dark. A nice start here for LDLC. They actually tried to one-up Smiths by double peeking behind the flash. Normally, Smith just flashes himself in and does it, which is very effective. But NIP's thought, all right, he might be good on Dust 2. If it's 2 of us, we have to be able to beat him. They just weren't. Now NIP have a tough choice to make. Smiths is going to take down Freiburg as well. So Michael in excess left. This is looking very dominant here. Michael going to miss the shot. Tries again. He's got to be really careful if they come for him. I'm not sure he can stop them. He's just going to go super aggressive here. And he's going to end up going down a little bit too bold. Exist now alone. 1-on-5, and he drops. It is LDLC now taking the round lead. 4 rounds consecutively in the second half.
A sick round by Smiths as well, considering, we were kind of giving him a little flack there earlier for having a bit of a slow start in the semifinal. Not the best performance. Excuse me. Now here in this 1 round, this crucial key round, he manages to just single-handedly annihilate NIP practically. I mean, he got a 1 crucial kill to take out one of the Operas, a key part of NIP's strategy in that round. And then from there, he was just able to grind NIP down into dust. NIP have got to be wondering now, do they go to the double op again in the next round, or do they try and change it up and just let Mikelele op and let Forrest have the M4 that he has been so effective with throughout the entire group stage, throughout the entire playoffs. Every time he seems to get an M4A1, Forrest seems to get kills, so do they go back to that?
I think the answer is yes, actually. I think they will just have Mikelele opening later on. If they become rich enough at the end of this map, I wouldn't be surprised if Exist ends up with an auto sniper in that B bomb site at some point. Very good strat as well. See NIP in the eco here, stacking up in the B bomb site, and last time this was the situation when NIP were on the terrace side, they just went for A because it's so much easier, and Happy's just scouting it out. He's realizing nobody's here, making the call to his teammates. The only one who can see this coming or hear it coming is Get Right, and he does.
Yep, this is perfect here from Happy. Walks straight out onto the site. You can see the instant reaction from LDLC. They just run all the way around long. They know that this way is safe, that nobody is here lurking, waiting for them. And now Happy is going to be making sure that NIP can't push in and get any kind of flank going here. So Get Right is the one lurking close. No real information now. I'm surprised that NIP have decided not to rotate off and try and get into a better position, considering they just heard the entire LDLC team go stomping past like a herd of buffalo. Roosters step light. No, it's not the best analogy. So.
That's actually a shot through the door there in the middle. Really impressive stuff. Happy turning 180 and picking up the kill on Get Right, even though he got dinked immediately. So it's not like NIP had a lot to lose this round. I'm not sure. I just think they did not want to give up a lot of kills to LDLC. They felt like, right, if we can't obviously retake the bomb site, and getting exit frags on a bomb site is not easy either. So why not just not die, not give them the money bonus for killing us, and maybe steal a rifle there, which Freiburg does. So actually, that's not too bad.
Well, that's actually a valid call, seeing as how, bonus $300 in your pocket could help LDLC out. That's a smoke nade if they need it, flash, PT50. So let's see exactly how things pan out here as NIP now on the ropes. This is another crucial round for them here, the second big gun round. And now is the time for them to really put a halt to the LDLC push. And what have they chosen? They've chosen to yet again go for the double op. So not electing to change up their strategy. They're going to make this work. They need to land some 6 shots here, however. It has to happen. Otherwise, LDLC are just going to break them in half.
MBK with the SG553 as well, which is used earlier in the tournament and had mixed results with, but he's feeling confident with it still. Forrest can't quite get the target there, and the flick is not on point. Mikelele going to drop down over from the catwalk ledge there and going to try and grenade himself back into action. It's going to be Shocks opening up on Exist, and then Mikelele on 1 health being shot in the back as he tries to make his way a little bit back into the bomb site, but he has to run. That spot is so grenadable. This is a tough retake now for NIP. LDLC might extend their lead quite a bit here.
Yeah, especially considering LDLC, they immediately go for the catwalk plant because they still have control of Cat. There's no reason to plant where NIP would have any real chance of retaking it. Now it's going to come down to just some masterful work here from NIP. Can they land the shots? Shoxy gets the headshot. Smith will take out Get Right, and that's a slope cleaned up. Now down to 2 remaining members here for NIP. Make that one. Mikelele with his 1 point of health. He's trying to make a getaway, but they're already closing in on him. Just starts walking in the nick of time, but MBK, he's going to be in a position to block him off. Does he check the angle? No, he does not. He actually goes with his knife out. MBK feeling adventurous there.
This is not going to work out well for Mikelele. They're just going to wallbang through. He's got 1 health. If they so much as touch him, he's dead. Shocks will end up with a quad kill here in the round. 17 kills overall, 0 assists, and only 5 deaths. I just have no idea how Shocks could have only died 5 times in 21 rounds, just now going into the 22nd. That's actually almost unbelievable.
That's some Shoxy level play right there. I mean, really, his Dust 2, that's why LDLC are a team to be feared on here. This is Smiths, this is Shoxy, this is their playground. They love this map. It really does seem to be when they really play well. When they're on this map, this is when they shine. So NIP clearly not having found a way to deal with this yet. NIP now going for a buy of their own. Of course, very limited on nades, but they still have rifles to work with here. And at this point, they decide to go for a push anywhere. A little bit of an aggressive hold there by Mikelele, but he instantly gets taken out by Smith. And once again, LDLC find that entry frag. They are going to have room to move.
Are they going to be able to root out Get Right from short here? They're certainly coming for him. He's going to peek out, then he goes down. Nice entry. Shocks again, doing all the work right now. And NIP should definitely consider running away with these last rifles here, even at the A-bomb site. 5-on-3 is a kind of a ludicrous retake if they're going to end up trying for it here. Smoke, they have a couple of grenades and one defuse kit. I really rather see them try and save these rifles. Happy gets the kill on Forest here, and now LDLC are in an even better position. I think NIP are almost looking a little bit desperate right now, just trying to force their way back in here. Exist very low on health, 1 on 4, and he's not going to make it out of there either. NBK will take him down, and that's a 13-9 scoreline. And now NIP calling for a pause, and I don't blame them. This map is hugely significant for them, and as we see on the monitor, LDLC are taking out the headset, so we can't talk too intimately about the game because I don't want to give anything away, of course.
Now, the one thing that that play right there, I think, is basically Happy using that AWP as bait for an IP. It's like, here's the hook. There's a nice juicy worm on it. Come and get it, come and get it. And NIP, man, they took a hook, line, and sinker there. They just could not get their hands on that gun. So, I mean, you can understand why they would want to get it. I mean, if you can, they're not obviously not going to be able to buy one up and, well, it's just way too close, basically, at that level. You need to be able to get any little advantage in NIP. If they could just dart forward and grab it and get away with it, that would be all right with them. But from there on out, LDLC just controlled the situation marvelously there. Right now, I mean, without going into too much detail, LDLC have got a huge lead.
Oh, they definitely have. This is looking scary. It's not that NIP couldn't win Inferno if we ended up on it, but there was some emphasis during the pre-show about how much this map does matter for the NIP team, giving the map selection and all of that stuff. It's only a 4-round lead. It can change, but it has to change right about now, otherwise it's not going to end up too well. If you are just joining us and you are on Twitter, please don't forget the hashtag is #DHW14. Dreamhack Winter 14 if you want to get your tweets in, and definitely do that as well. We'll obviously go and read all of them later on as we can. And please, in my ear, friends, we're looking to break records tonight here for the Grand Finals. All right, I think they've unpaused again.
Yeah, we should be getting back in. The countdown has begun, and we go into the 23rd round where NIP are on the ropes. They don't have the money going into this, but the crowd is getting hyped, and with the crowd behind them, NIP, they rarely fail. We have to see them come through now. So this is all going to be about the 24th round now for NIP. What are they going to be able to pull off here to catch LDLC off guard? Because LDLC seem to be prepared for everything that NIP have thrown at them so far. It is a bit bumpy to begin with, but Happy will find the entry frag here and take out Forest on this B site. That weakens the defense significantly, but LDLC, they are playing so very patiently. They aren't giving anything here to NIP.
I think NIP's emergency meeting wasn't about this round, it's about the upcoming round. They've tried to figure out a plan to secure a way back into the game, and at 14-9, it's not going to be easy, but it's well within the realm of reason that they could make a comeback from that position. So we just have to see what it is exactly they have planned. They've tried a couple of times for aggression at Catwalk, and it hasn't worked out so well. I don't think they've had much aggression in Upper Dark at all. And they certainly haven't combined Catwalk and Upper Dark aggression like we saw earlier in the match, or early in the tournament. So maybe that's going to be a plan here for NIP. Freiburg, he gets the one kill in, but then goes down, and that gives LDLC the bomb site here. French team is looking incredibly strong.
Just looking indomitable at this point. Get Right will get taken out by Smith, who now has that AWP and he's camping in the window. Happy has his AWP as well, and there you go. He will find the frag on Michael Lilly, who's trying to work his way out from CT. Exist is now the only man here with the CZ75, but he has been spotted out, and he will have no luck. No parting frag there for NIP, so it's just Freiburg's one kill on Shoxy. But at this point, LDLC have so much money in the bank, nearly all of them maxed out. Fully bought up, they have 3 guys sitting at $15,000. LDLC are not worried about ecoing anytime soon. This is all pressure on NIP, and this time around, NIP have not gone for a double op. This time, it's just Michael Lilly with the sniper rifle. They're going to let Forrest go back to rifling.
And now it's time for the Swedes to really get back into this game. They've got the boost going on the middle. Get Right up here, probably going to get flashed in by a teammate, I assume, at some point. It's going to be the case. Oh, they've got, yeah, he's just waiting here. Waiting for Freiburg to call out if anyone's coming. It's going to be Exist opening up a kill down in middle as Shox goes down. Forrest takes out MBK. He's got 9 bullets left, and Happy comes for him. Happy gets the return kill. So that's very important for LDLC, just trying to stabilize for a moment. Flashbang goes in here. Freiburg trying to force them back, and he's successful for a moment, but they're probably going to recommit any second. There is backup here. I think LDLC might be making a mistake if they go for it. Freiburg peeks in and is instantly legged, down to 10 health. But are they going to realize Exist is also in this bomb site? This is still pretty tough for LDLC to make their way through.
Well, the steps through might prompt a reaction here from NIP, but LDLC are deciding to take a bit of a different fight here, different angle. They don't want to walk onto B site where they could potentially be walking into a flank from Freiburg. Here they want to go for the pick. They have the ops. I mean, they have 2 AWPs. So if they could land 1 shot on Get Right here, holding on this A side. If Get Right chooses the wrong moment to stand up and peek for info, this could get brutal, but there's the Molotov to force him out into the open, and let's see if LDLC can capitalize on this. Get Right getting caught on the edge. He stands his ground and gets a double headshot spray. That's what we're talking about, Get Right. Happy. Now the only man alive here in a 1v3, and he's going for just a safe plant. Guarantee that money. Even if LDLC don't need it, he's just going to try and get that plant down as quickly as possible and see what he can do here. Flash to lead the way, and Happy is gone. Exist has taken it, and that is Get Right at his finest. At that range, a double headshot is disgusting.
That looked so clumsy from Get Right, and then it turned into pure perfection. I have no idea how. It's almost like he decided, I may actually burn alive from this position. I really don't care. I'm just going to headshot anyway, and it'll be all right. 14 to 10, still a very, very long ways to go. As you said, the money on LDLC is still incredible. As you can see here from the score, maybe you can't, but Kyoshima is at almost 11,000. It's 11,500 on Happy as well. And the problem is, even when this money starts to dwindle, if NIP win a lot of consecutive rounds, the round loss bonus is going to kick in for LDLC, and they'll be able to buy for a very long time into the future. So NIP just have to soldier on. This is about raw skill at this point for the NIP team.
As far as LDLC are concerned, they're actually making quite a bit of noise at mid this time around. They haven't really changed up how they've been approaching it. They still keep the 3 guys in mid, 1 guy in upper, 1 guy towards long, really just trying to control all of the points that NIP could try and push on this map to get info and potentially get an entry. But for now, at least, NIP still setting up with that crossfire. They really do put quite a bit of focus on mid with this 2-on-2 approach. I feel like Michael, we haven't really seen him bring that huge performance. If they decide to push up Cat here, LDLC, he's in an ideal position to deal with that. So this would be his time to shine. But Smith may have an opportunity to get the entry, and he will actually pick Freiburg out in the open. And Shoxy's already in position in CT spawn. Does he hit the right timing? Yes, he does, but he cannot get the spray. Exist instead will get taken out by Kyoshima, and Smith will find Forrest camping on that B site. LDLC now have full control of this situation.
They have to eco, they can't, they have to save. Get Right's gonna go down here. Michael the only one left. The big problem is there's 2 people on NIP who are less than $1,000. The rest can buy, but 2 of them couldn't. So actually I think, even though they wanted to try and retake that, they should have done their best to save those 2 last rifles here. Now Michael basically has to. This orb is lost, and NIP will have very poor equipment to try and prevent themselves from losing the map, but he's going to be flanked from long, and that will be it. LDLC, perfect entrance. Smith, that shot on Freiburg in the middle opened everything up. At that point, it was down to Forrest, and he was getting attacked from 2 different angles. So tough.
If I'm not mistaken, it looked like Shoxy actually dropped down from Cat into CT spawn. So that's actually very interesting there that they really set that up. So all the pieces falling into place there for LDLC. Smith's with the entry frag, Shoxy there to stop the rotation from Exist. It really felt like LDLC knew exactly where Nip would be playing in that scenario. But now here we are, potential map point, the first map in this best of 3, and NBK has already found the entry. Forrest is picked off of mid.
I said earlier I thought Exist might be able to pick up an also sniper if they got enough money. I wasn't thinking in the potential last round here. He's already been legged. Freiburg picking up an AWP and taking down Shocks. As it isn't over yet. LDLC's money is still pretty impressive, but NIP, they might be able to do this. It's 4-on-4. Frenchmen, they know as well as we do. They're right around the corner. Inferno might be lurking. Their best map.
That's the big thing here. If LDLC take this first map, it is looking incredibly good for them to just lock out this grand final 2-0. And IP need to find a way back in here, and this is going to be setting up for the B split already. That's Scar20 going to work. Exist madly clicking away, just trying to stop the push through the tunnel, letting them know there's a lot of damage waiting on the other side of this smoke. If you decide to push through, you're going to be in for a rough time. But Kyoshima just finds a sick headshot, and Freiburg is now the only man alive here on this B slope.
Great entrance once again from the Frenchman. This is looking so good for LDLC. Freiburg taking a shot right across his face. He's going to miss the flick here. Got the C set. Oh, sorry, the pistol out instead, and it's going to be Another blind shot through. The bomb goes down. Molotov to keep them out of the bomb site. LDLC, they've got this planned out. They even have one more Molotov here on Happy, just being put down now. This is perfection from LDLC. Smith takes the kill. It's just Freiburg left, and it is going to be LDLC winning the first match, 16-10. Well played from the Frenchman.
Stellar play, total control in that last round as well. Not chasing out. They could have very well gone for Freiburg, knowing that he was tagged up, but they keep their cool. They lock down that site. They play the man advantage. And LDLC, every step of the way, I mean, that's a handy victory. 16-10, a 6-round difference, but it never really seemed like LDLC were at risk.
Is it a handy victory or a happy victory? Because he ended up at 28 kills, Semler. Just 2 away from dropping the 30 bomb, but it's in 26 rounds as well. It is pretty impressive.
Once again, it always seems like in the clutch, in the crunch, Happy is the one who comes through for LDLC, and what is crazier still is that he is the one calling the shots for this team. He is the playmaker for this team, or at least the shot caller. So the fact that he is the one who's controlling all of his teammates, but then just steps in and gets frag after frag, it's just an incredibly complete player right here. But let's go ahead now and hear what Scoots and the panel have to say.
Thank you, gentlemen. Again, it started really, really good for NiP. 9-6 first side, their map choice.
They're on the harder side as well, Scott.
And then it fell apart that second side.
That was one of the most dominating T-side performances I've ever seen on DOS 2, especially bearing in mind, it wasn't even the pick for LDLC. It's one of their best maps, but NiP obviously felt confident on it. If you have 9 rounds on T-side and it's your map, DOS 2, you're really thinking like that's the game at that point. Like this should definitely be going our way. 10-1 on T-side by LDLC. Like, there's no words for that. I thought NiP had some good rounds on the first half, but when it came to that terrorist side, LDLC just looked like they couldn't even be killed almost. They were winning rounds with 5 guys alive, 4 guys alive. That was some incredible stuff. You saw the way they silenced the crowd here.
Yeah.
In the past, LDLC have had some problems choking. They've choked in some finals. At the moment, that's not a factor whatsoever.
Yeah, like he said, it was pretty weird to watch NiP get picked apart like that on their CT side. I think the pistol round obviously played a big part in that. Honestly, I was surprised at first to see NiP get 9 rounds on T. But coming back into it, they really, I think, needed to mix it up earlier on their CT side to put LDLC in a more timid kind of stance on their default. But LDLC got Smith that op, were able to walk into B a couple rounds. They just smoked off B and just kind of ran in with someone coming out middle. Pretty overwhelming for LDLC to win that map because that was NiP's choice. And I honestly am kind of surprised that they didn't pick Mirage, to be honest, because it didn't look like they were as ready as they thought they'd be on their CT side.
Gotcha. Thank you on that. So before we talk about the next map, there's a contest going on for MVP of the tournament. Why don't you talk to us about that a little bit?
Okay, so if you want to take part in this, on hltv.org, you go there. They've got 4 candidates. You pick from them, 2 from NiP, 2 from LDLC. So from NiP, we've got Freiburg and Forest. From LDLC, we've got Shocks and Happy. You vote now till the end of the match, I think. And then the one who ends up with the most, they're going to actually get a PlayStation 4 as their prize, provided by the sponsor, Breadbandsbolaget. It's going to be handed to the MVP in the ceremony for the prize ceremony. So vote for who you think's going to win. I mean, you've heard my prediction. I'd vote for one of those French guys if I were you. But I'm just saying, vote for anyone you want. Yeah, PlayStation 4. Then, you know, well, maybe if you're a NiP fan, vote for the French guys anyway. And then if they win, they'll start playing PlayStation 4 too much. They'll be on the internet too much. Next level. Next land's NiP. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Great stuff. Okay, so let's jump right into the next one. Inferno, LDLC's pick, meaning that NiP chose CT side to start.
Starting CT side is good for NiP, especially right now when they're as stunned as we are. Like, they don't know what happened on that CT side there. But hey, Inferno, they had a very strong CT half against Virtus Pro today, and Virtus Pro's a good Inferno team, so that's a good sign. I feel like this can re-energize NiP and get them out of the lull and the kind of the pain of what happened in the last month. They can get rolling on CT side. It's not like LDLC's some godlike T-side team on Inferno. Actually, they're not that great. They're just the team who puts up 12 rounds on CT, so I feel like this map, for me, is going to decide the rest of the tournament for NiP, so they got to have a strong start here. If they don't, I feel like they're going to crumble.
Yeah, and to be honest, there's actually a weird confidence you get. Sometimes they're up one map, and when you're starting T-side Inferno, it's obviously not the easier side. But in their mind, they're up a map. They actually have a little wiggle room to get a little confident early, maybe even to the point of arrogance, to say, hey, maybe we're just going to walk up middle and try to get some easy picks and play a little unorthodox, you know, especially if they get that T pissed around. They do a couple random things, all of a sudden they got 5-6 rounds T-side Inferno. That's a pretty easy game if LDLC plays their normal CT side. So this can get scary if NiP throws away some early rounds on their CT.
Okay. And has it changed?
I still think Forest, especially on Inferno, because he was the guy who essentially single-handedly beat Hellraisers. If he can do that on T-side, that is what can open the game against the indomitable CT side of LDLC. With his level of skill, he can go against all of their guys and outmatch them. But will he? He hasn't done. In fact, on the entire game on Dust 2, he didn't really show up. It was mainly like Freeberg, Exist had some rounds. I feel like Forrest really has to step his game up now because he's needed. He can be their best player.
And Northman, what do you think?
LDLC-wise?
No, still on NiP.
Still on
Unless
NiP.
you agree with Forrest.
No, I actually am going to agree with Duncan on this one. I think on Inferno specifically, Forest is a pivotal point of their defense. If I had to choose one other player, obviously Freeberg, dominating the B-bomb site. So, yeah.
Okay, and we're going to start with you. We'll keep it right there. LDLC, same question.
LDLC, I think, as Doran mentioned earlier, Kiyoshima is one of their strongest fraggers. I think on a map like Inferno, starting T-side, they need Kiyo getting those entries, getting those big frags.
Okay.
Okay, on this map, he's B on Inferno. I know Lip love to get the entries into B. They love to break that site open. That's where I think a lot of their focus is going to be. If MBK has a big game here, that's the lockdown game that we're going to see from LDLC, and that will decide this tournament in these two maps. Now, if he doesn't do very well and the site's open and it's your small site as well, that's when NiP can get into this game. So NBK is my man for this. Hello? Yeah, is that thing on?
Jordan's trying to get me to do the flashbang dance. And
arm over your face, you got the other arm. I'm too short for them to see me. And there's just a wiggle. You know, it's all on the hips, it's a little rock. You're blind, maybe you're blind from the other arm. You're not sure what you're doing.
I can't see Jordan.
But either way,
it's another flash.
But either way, you're always back.
Make a gif out of that.
You're always
on the
back.
internet. Scoops is doing a flashbang dance.
I think I broke a hip. Thank you for that.
We know the mechanical
let's give you some credit.
now, Scott. Come on.
Come on.
All right, so do or die time. So, Jordan, you've been in this position before at a variety of stages, small. How do you kind of re-rack and kind of reset the vibe of your team to, you know, get ready?
Try not to overanalyze it too much. Realize you need to win the key rounds, the pistol rounds. You can't get eco'd. Come out strong in the gun rounds. And also, they are starting CT. Give up middle. You don't passively hold banana. You win those fights. And I think the more aggressive we can see them get early, the more they can really shut down LDLC. That's going to be a big key for their CT side.
Okay. Final thoughts on the map.
NiP CT side. One thing I'm really worried for on their behalf for, if they're going to have a chance in this game, is if they win gun rounds, they cannot get killed by those 5 CZ guys, those 4 CZ guys in the scout coming in. It's hard to come back from that. That's what makes LDLC so scary on this map. They can do that to you on T side, then on CT side, you feel like you run into a brick wall. Yeah. So that's the focus for me.
Any final thoughts for you?
No, I agree. It's money control. It comes down to the economy. If you don't have enough smokes and Molotovs to control banana, then the terrorists can walk over and they have more map control. You need to spread the terrorists thin on their CT side. You need to delay them long enough, and you need to bring the pain, essentially, at each bomb site.
All right. Thank you, gentlemen. Well, it's do or die time for Ninjas in Pajamas. Will they continue their tournament run, or will we have a brand new champion in LDLC? It's all up to this map right now to see if we go forward to a third map. Anderson Sembler, take it away.
All right, welcome back here. There's a second map, and we have NIP on the camera right there. They're a map down, and it was their own map pick as well on Dust 2. Now they go on to the opponent's map pick, LDLC, who I think are just getting back in and in place. Inferno is the challenge at hand, the task at hand here for NIP.
Yeah, exactly right. I mean, already things didn't exactly pan out for NiP on Dust 2. That was going to be a crucial map in this best-of-3 series because we all know just how dominant LDLC are. I mean, this is their map. They are one of the very best teams on this if they pick up that first map, it's going to be very tough for their opponents to get through to that third map where they might have a chance to close out the series. So this is all the pressure on the Swedes now, on the Ninjas. They need to find a way to at least get things going their way. But one thing that they have going for them, Anders, is that they actually get to start on the counter-terrorist side here in IP. So
it's very true.
The side with the advantage, the side, if they pick up the pistol, they can start crushing LDLC and start getting some rounds to get some confidence back, because I think that's the big thing.
Do you know French body language? What's going on here for LDLC? What are they expressing at this point in time?
Right now, basically, and Smith is like, "Don't worry, guys. I'm gonna land some shots this time. It's gonna go well."
And the tournament admin coming up saying, if you hug for a minute more, people are gonna get the wrong impression, guys. So don't lean too much into it either. And man, this is something else. If NIP can't make this work, then LDLC get to win their first major championship.
I mean, essentially, if LDLC, what would be going through LDLC's minds right now is just, okay, focus on our game, and let's assume that Michaelele is going to be the main X factor here for NIP. So basically, let's put it in our minds, we're going to be dealing with a mobile opper, somebody who could be able to potentially catch us off guard. So Smith, when you get your op on this T side, you're going to be the one to lock him down, and how are we going to go about that essentially? Controlling Banana with the boosts that we saw that were very effective earlier on in the semifinals, controlling mid, making sure that Michaelele cannot get the money to have that op. That is going to be the game plan here for LDLC on their T side.
There is one difference, though, which is that the way we saw Na'Vi holding Banana when they were playing on this map against LDLC in the semis, is Na'Vi liked to get control by controlling the absolute bottom of Banana, closest to the terrorist spawn, whereas NIP have made a specific point of controlling the top. They don't really care about the bottom of Banana, they just throw smoke from CC spawn that control top of Banana. So maybe actually that boosts some Smiths. It'll still be effective if they go all the way by car, but if they just stay by sandbags and the main entrance to B, NIP might not be too worried about that. So it's kind of interesting to see if LDLC have something ready for it, and I'm sure they do.
I'm curious if that's going to be a tell as well. We were actually speculating a little bit about this during the downtime, but those smokes and how regular they are at top Banana, if NIP are just focusing on car, there can be giveaways as to Michaelele's positioning on the map. If a certain smoke doesn't go down, that could ring alarm bells for LDLC. It's all about the details and noticing tendencies. And one thing is that every team has a tell, and these teams have played against each other so many times that the little details, they stand out. So a detail like that would not go unnoticed for LDLC, and we could potentially see them trying to punish. But all of this comes down to whether NIP already are going to pick up the pistol, because that's desperately something, that's something they desperately need. They have to have an advantage going into this map.
I would definitely say a lack of smoke at top of Banana is a clear indication that NIP's up to something tricky up there, whether it be an AWP or just a rush or any kind of that. Definitely LDLC should keep their eye on it. But now, I think we are just about to get ready. So LDLC and NIP. It's the second map coming up. It's Inferno here, Dreamhack Winter 2014, and it is the grand final. So welcome to the show if you're just joining us here. NIP, they've got to make this work. LDLC, on the other hand, they just need to win this one map, and they'll be champions of the fourth major in Counter-Strike. And already pretty aggressively up second mid. They're going to be going into apartments, and NIP, they do have two people set up, but 2 people versus 4 Glocks is not a good call. Middle would be better for NIP right now. They have a more clear setup here.
Yeah, they have a bit of a crossfire going here, so Forrest going to be trying to avoid those flashes, making sure that the apartment push can't come through, but Exist is having to give ground on Arch, and this is giving room for Team LDLC to work. Exist is feeling the pressure rising, and NBK assassinates him point blank and gets the second headshot on Freiburg, who was desperately trying to stop that push. Get Right, however, up to Get Right things, lurking in the smoke, and Happy has no idea he is here. This could be a big opportunity for him here to do some lethal damage. If he can just catch Happy off guard, this could be big. And they're just standing 2 feet away from each other. They have no idea.
This is the Counter-Strike circus. Someone has to see it, and there it is. Get Right comes out. He takes down Happy. That took a long time. It finally came through. 3-on-3. It's the retake for NIP. They have to win this fifth round. They need a strong start, like you said. This is about confidence more than anything else. Forrest getting shot in the back, and NBK is back with another headshot, making it a triple for himself. Michaelele alone. 1-on-3. He goes down to Smith. And that's a clear round for LDLC. Very nicely handled. Starting in the middle, going through Archway and CT spawn, and then ending up with the B bomb site, and it was NBK who dropped 3 NIP members in that round.
The NBK, exactly. He is definitely the star of that round for LDLC, and we've been saying it all day long. If NBK shows up for LDLC, if he's the one doing a lot of the work, getting those big frags, that's when this team is at its best, when we really do have to worry quite a bit about the Frenchman. So NIP now, despite GetRight's antics, were not able to pick up that strong start, and they have to count on this second round bye. We can see near full CZ75s across the board for them, some armor picked up as well, so they will be able to take a bit of a fight here, but they need to try and catch LDLC off guard with some angle play. They have to try and wait for the close quarter engagement. But LDLC, as far as they're concerned, they know full well what could be waiting for them on the other side on these bomb sites. They're paired up as well, and Banana, they are eventually going to be working their way through, seeing as how that bomb is still floating in mid. So LDLC are really waiting to see if NIP are going to get anxious, if they're going to get antsy and try and push them anywhere. LDLC realize they have all the time in the world. They can just take their time with this.
Freiburg actually has been waited a really long time around Banana. He's just put down the smoke over there, so that's pretty patient play from him. It looked like LDLC don't want to try and go for the smoke. Instead, right now they're wrapping around through Arch, where GetRight is waiting. Not going to be easy even to pick up all these kills, but 1 or 2 will do, and they walk right in. There's the one, there's a double! He can't reload, but that's still a great pick-off. LDLC trying to run the exact same round that they did in the pistol, because it worked last time. Happy is going to take down Forest. Now Freiburg, they're waiting for you, Freiburg. In the audience, you can hear them chanting. He's going to have to come up big. He's got the pistol, looking for the opening shot, but not going to get it just yet. He's still controlling connector, goes out, and Kyoshima will take him down now. It's on Michael and Exist 2-1-3. The bomb goes down, and it is looking good for LDLC. Even dropping the first 2 members there, they're in a strong position.
Full spray going out, Happy turning away at the last second, but Michael Lille fails to get the frag, and now it's Exist with 15 HP, decides to back off and hold on to the gear that he has. 1v3, his odds not looking too good, and that bomb is so far ticked that without a kit, he doesn't have much hope to get the defuse, even if somehow he was able to get the frags. So best for him to back off and hold on to this $1,500 worth of merchandise that he's got on himself right now and use it for the next round. But as far as LDLC are concerned, this is still a very solid round for them. Only losing 2 members to a full CZ buy out of NIP is very good work here for the French players. And apart from GetRight, but that is the true danger. That is why you're terrified about trying to close the gap with the teams, because of this right here. GetRight up close and at this range.
And as we saw in the replay, actually, NIP were prepared for something coming out of apartments. They had 1 person in bomb site, 2 down in pit. If the person in bomb site had been over by library, right where we see Michael running by here, then all of a sudden GetRight would have had someone to pair those 2 kills up with. I mean, NIP cannot know that. It's a gamble you take when you set up, you do the setup, you think, well, you have to guess they're going to come from somewhere, and they just ended up choosing wrong. LDLC not really buying some of these rifles, just going with CZs and the AKs that they have on here. It looks like it's going to be a B, and actually there's a stack going on. NIP have set this trap. Freiburg picks up the kill, Exists with a follow. This is great for NIP, and Forrest whips in with the kill as well. The bomb is dropped. This is the return that NIP needed. Now NBK is going to come in, try and see if he can clean up behind his fallen teammates here, but it's not easy with the CZ75, and still a whole host of NIP members just waiting. He can't even take the bomb and run away with it. NIP, the perfect stack in the B bomb site.
And the problem here for NBK, he has 1 bullet left in his gun. Happy has that AK, but does he really want to be giving it away to NIP at this point? This is the real scary thing. Nice play there by Happy, getting boosted up to look through there towards the back line, and that's Freiburg gone from the map, but it's still a 2-on-4 scenario here. And LDLC short on ammo. They're going to try and dash forward to pick up this bomb if they can. The nade to sail in, and Michael Lille has to stand his ground, but they're out in the open. Happy just getting shot from all angles, and he will get overwhelmed.
There's the kill. Exist ending up with a triple. He survives on exactly 4 health. And that's such a big turnaround. LDLC doing great work in the first 2 rounds, but that last one they guessed the wrong bomb site, and that makes such a big difference.
I'm actually really surprised that LDLC would be so impatient as to not just send 1 man in first, for example. You know, look in, see if what's happening, try and sniff it out before fully committing with the bomb included towards that B site, where there could be a stack. I mean, that's always an option. So LDLC have been very on point with their decision-making so far throughout this tournament. A rare mistake made there, but NIP are certainly happy that they made it. This is a big opportunity now for them to turn the tide.
Now consecutive round wins is the name of the game here for NIP. stack up the money, force the Frenchmen to eco, just take the confidence away from them and put it on yourself instead. Still plenty of time here, and LDLC now going back towards the middle. They do have the smokes. They might try and cut up the bomb side on the other side with these smokes, as you can tell, throwing them just directly over. They're going to land somewhere in the middle by the pit, and a little pit. Forest waiting down here. M4 in hand. The clock ticks past the 50-second mark. LDLC waiting for the catalyst. When is it going to go? When are they going to flip off and switch? More grenades raining in, and Michael is going to be the first man to see some action here. Sprays down one, does tremendous damage to NBK as well. Almost killing two in that one. Shoxy trying to charge in here, and Exist hears it, but he's going to get shot in the face. They should be able to get the bomb plant here, though. Forrest is up in the graveyard. He takes two with him. There's a team kill involved as well, and that's going to be now a 2-on-2. Still a chance here for LDLC.
It's definitely possible here. The bomb plant is going to happen. Forrest is going to take this fight out in the open, but Happy will spray him down, and it's down to Freiburg now. He gets the one frag on Happy, but Shoxy is him. It's a 1-on-1 now, and Freiburg has got him boxed in on this site. Shoxy using this pillar perfectly. He cannot get wallbang through this angle, and this takes it there. Freiburg. Shoxy tries to catch him off guard, but Freiburg, he will not be surprised. He lands the shot, gets the kill, and has plenty of time for the defuse. NIP, despite only having one man alive at the end of the round, they win a crucial round here and give themselves some control in this half.
The crowd chanting Freiburg's name at the end there. You could hear that in the background, I trust. And you saw the expression of pure relief on Get Right as well. Just, he was feeling that moment. They knew how much they'd accomplished the round before by winning that eco. To throw it away in the next round, that would be painful. But LDLC got the bomb plant. They killed so many members, they know. Even though it seems crazy forcing it up, it's actually not. It's not a bad idea time for LDLC. They can change the outcome of this game very fast just by winning this one round. They charge up second mid, and if they caught Michael Lilly at that corner, if he'd gone for the repeat and they kept charging, that can be dangerous. So, gotta play defensively here in IP, but if they win this round 7, then they might be off to a good start anyway.
Exactly. They are going to force LDLC to eco if they take this round. So this is a huge opportunity now for the Swedes to lock this map down. Exist will win the duel versus Happy at Boiler. And there's the start NIP we're looking for. He took minimal damage in that exchange as well. So things are really looking up here for the CT side. As far as LDLC are concerned, it's not looking too hot. Kyoshima will be able to recover that AK, so they do manage to hold on to the rifle to give them a better shot at cracking this site. But this is going to be the A push here out of LDLC. They decide to just run straight up short, but Forrest assassinating them left and right, landing headshot after headshot, and it's going to be a third one. Forrest gets the fourth as well, and there you have it. NIP completely locking down that bomb site.
Nowhere near the end zone for LDLC there. No chance to put down that bomb. Solid and precise work being put in there by Forrest. Super impressive. And it's going to make LDLC think twice. And there we see that smoke that we talked about in the beginning. It's the top of Banana. That's where NIP have decided. That's where we hold. Freiburg by the sandbags. The only problem with Freiburg's position, and it was one that NIP have to take seriously, is that if LDLC realize that this is going on, they can double grenade it down, and you can take a lot of damage. So something Freiburg has to be careful on, something we should try and watch out for as well if it's going to happen or not. They lose Michaelele early on, which is annoying because it's just pistols on the LDLC side. Got to be careful.
Yeah, they definitely. Well, this is also going to force Nip into a bit of an awkward position now because Exist, you can see him taking up a position here by Arch. He needs to keep eyes on this op because it's out in the open. He can't go and get it. They're just going to go jumping towards it. Exist trying to hold the angle with the spray. Not going to get it right, but it is going to be Get Right showing up to lock down the frags. Another one for him. That's 3 total, and he could get a 4th here as well. He will do it. And now it's Get Right's turn. His time to shine. And the 3 key players here for NIP stepping up big. Freiburg with the clutch, Forrest showing that he's still got the aim, and Get Right as well to just shut down that push.
I think NIP have been through matches in this tournament where they've had Get Right being the main carrying force, and they've had somewhere it's been Forrest as well. But if it ends up being Get Right and Forrest both alive in the same match, that just might be exactly what NIP need. That might be the one thing that actually could overcome LDLC on this Inferno map. Be interesting to see how this unfolds. It's not that much of a lead for NIP just yet, but there is the AWP on Smiths, and Now we're waiting. Are they going to try and double grenade Freiburg down? He's falling back. Here's the one they fall in, and Get Right's down to 35. LDLC doing significant damage with that one. It wasn't for Freiburg's position, it was actually for Get Right's this time. But LDLC showing that they've definitely studied NIP and understand how they're holding up there.
Yeah, exactly, that kind of nade right there is a dead giveaway. So NIP now put on notice. They're gonna have to be a little bit more careful about how they decide to set up. Can't be quite as cookie cutter. But still, it's actually LDLC's nades that are rather NIP's nades that are more effective versus LDLC. I mean, Happy down to half. LDLC and Kyoshima both tagged. There's been some damage taken here on the T side, but Michaelilla's position is perfect. A flawless shot onto Shoxy. And once again, NIP with the man advantage here as LDLC try and push towards this A site. It's going to be Exist now holding towards Arch, just dancing on the edge. Doesn't want to fully commit. Smith turns away to avoid the flash, but a great flash in. It's not good enough though. NBK, not blind, will take the kill.
Michaelilla's position here, though. Forrest down the pitch, going to pick it up. Michaelilla's to follow. The bomb is dropped. He picks up the double kill, turns around, and he headshots him right as he comes out the apartments. It's Happy gone. That is so quick for Michaelilla, and that's a quad kill. We rightly criticized him on Dust 2. He just didn't show up in time, but that was impressive. This last shot, though, Semler, come on.
That's a thing of beauty. Look at this. Bap turns around.
That's a quick scope if I've seen one.
How many quad kills is that? Like that's a clutch and 3 quad kills in as many rounds. Okay, then NIP, and now that could potentially rock LDLC here. That might start to shake the confidence that they had going into this best of 3 when they saw the map. So I can be pretty sure that LDLC were grinning. Now all of a sudden NIP waking up in some key rounds and getting a lot of momentum here. So let's see how they decide to play with it. So far, not really giving any opportunity here to LDLC. But LDLC, now do they decide to change up the nades? It looks like it. Freiburg about to eat a face full of damage. Down to half health, just like that.
If there had been a follow-up grenade, that could get a little bit tricky. Get Right, smoke. Again, top of banana is the name of the game here. Freiburg waiting by the cart. A much more difficult position to grenade for LDLC, so it's actually pretty smart. He still has a Molotov, so if LDLC go back to B, and they actually just might, this is going to be a bit of a tricky situation for them, because there's not going to be that much time left when they get here. And because Freiburg can put down this Molotov and run back in, it's going to buy so much time. It's a very smart play from Freiburg. He's back in the bomb site again.
There's still 35 seconds left on this clock, however. LDLC do have time. They've got 2 smokes, one of them here from NBK, and this could potentially be used to block off that CT push. Happy's going to be causing a bit of a diversion over here on the A site, but this is going to be a B site push coming in here from LDLC, and Freiburg in position. The crossfire is set. He takes massive damage already. That sets it up, and Kyoshima and Shoxy will find both frags. The crossfire falls apart for the Swedes, and now the bomb has been planted for LDLC.
That's an impressive take. That's really hard to do what LDLC just did. They walked in with very little time left. They couldn't take that fight forever. Exist does get Shoxy down, but this should still work out in favor of LDLC. This might be the 3rd round that the Frenchmen pick up because they position themselves very well at the moment. NBK holding down here in yellow, and Kyoshima, they've had a really good setup going on. Kyoshima does go down. Exist will pick up the kill. NBK takes down 1 and Happy with the kill as well, and there's that round for the Frenchman. Well handled from NBK. But really the entrance, I think, was what made the big difference. When they pushed in, they had, what, 26 seconds or something? So if they stand and fight forever against Freiburg and Get Right, they just lose the round automatically. So they had to make the choice, and they got those entry frags. It's very cool.
Now, I think the fact that Freiburg ate that nade damage early on in the half certainly came back to bite him as well, because as soon as he got tagged down so very low behind 2 boxes, that changes how he can play. He has to be passive, and then that weakens the crossfire, because then Get Right is exposed. So the way that it broke down there really worked LDLC's favor. They had to land the shots, and they did just that. Now LDLC are the ones putting pressure on it, but this is such a back and forth match here on this second map. So very close. It can still go either way, because LDLC aren't quite up to the number of rounds they want to end this half on. They would love to finish around like the 5 to 6 round mark. So NIP are definitely not out of this. They can still lock it down from here on out.
Now, if we take a look at Freiburg here, we can actually tell that the smoke that NIP put down this time is all the way at the bottom of Banana. And the reason that is, and maybe LDLC will figure this out themselves, is because NIP then are holding 4 people on the A bomb site. So again, the smoke is the big key to telling what NIP are up to. And LDLC, they might not have realized, because they are actually pushing into the middle here. If they end up going in for it, NIP should be in a good position.
By this time, though, LDLC can be thinking, okay, they might be rotating that extra man back to B. There is going to be some movement, but instead it's going to be them backing up Michaelele here. And Arch, Get Right is now rotated over towards Library. This is going to be an A side push. Michaelele misses the first shot, but Forrest does not. Happy is gone, and Michaelele point blank, but it's just trades. Left and right, Exist is gone as well. And now it's the man advantage for LDLC pushing onto this site. Exist gets spotted up at Graveyard. He can do nothing to help his teammates. And it's just NIP now down to Freiburg. Last man alive, 1v3. He knows they're tagged, but they've got time to get into afterplan positions here, LDLC. They've got the Triangle of Doom.
Well, this is looking way too good for LDLC. NIP actually won't have money to rebuy. I think Freiburg should try and steal the AWP that was over there on Michaelele and run away, and that's exactly what he plans to do. It's a hard choice to make. I don't mind that he went in and looked for it, because what if he could have picked up one LDLC member? That would have been a 1-on-2, a little bit more reasonable, but as soon as they don't show themselves, he only has one choice. So now this one rifle that they've saved has to come up big, because if LDLC get a free round in the next anti-eco here, that will be horrendous. 5 rounds is enough for LDLC to work with on the first half.
Exactly right. I mean, that is everything here, and now LDLC are starting to get money on their side. It's not out of control yet, but it certainly is something to fall back on if things go south, if NIP start to do some damage again. NIP looking focused. Once again, I mean, they really do have to keep their composure at this point because they're on the edge. They are right on the edge. What they're going to do, though, is Freiburg is going to drop that AWP to Michaelele, and Michaelele will invest $650 in Kevlar. So you would be able to take a bit of a fight. But again, it is this AWP here, the huge tool for NIP to work with. Oh, they're going to nade Freiburg down again.
He has armor at least, so if he had no body armor, that would have been a much more painful grenade. But sort of works out. Got the stack going on at the A bomb site. I mean, last time they stacked B and it worked. Maybe luck is with them once again here, and LDLC are going to end up making the wrong choice again.
One thing, it's just such a well-oiled machine there, LDLC. When they walked out, I'm very impressed with how quickly they were able to respond to Exist in his position up in Graveyard as well. I mean, LDLC, so long as they're trading 1 for 1, it's perfectly fine. The fact that they managed to get that man advantage at that point is when it spins out of control for NIP.
Well, LDLC are setting up for the smokes, raining in on towards the truck, and are they going to go for it, or is it all just a fake? It is just all a fake. So they're throwing all the classic smokes that you throw if you wanted to make an A push, and then they run back B. And Freiburg really hears that. Get Right going to pick up a good kill there on Happy, but this is still on Freiburg. He has to get 2 kills here for this to run. If he just gets 1 in trades, the bomb is going to go down, and they should be able to hold the bomb site. So Freiburg, P250 in hand, he gets the opening one, turns back around, and Forrest is there to help out. NIP's working. Freiburg, he picks up the kill on Smith as well, and it's going to be down to Kiyoshima. 1-on-4. Terrific defense from Freiburg just when they needed him. And this should be NIP's round. LDLC, this is going to be a shocking blow to them. Michaelele picks up the last one. That has a big impact on the game.
Now talk about being predictable as well. They've been landing that nade consistently on Freiburg because he keeps sitting in that one position in the corner at top banana. In this case, as soon as NIP pick up Happy at that point, they realize, wait, you're alone right now. We know exactly what you're doing. It's you here in this position. When you are here alone, that means that LDLC are going to be, and Forrest instantly starts the rotation. NIP close in, and he's there in position in time to be able to help Forrest, or rather help Freiburg. So this is a huge turnaround here for NIP once again.
Freiburg is currently bottom fragging on the NIP team, but those 2 kills were probably the most valuable kills that anyone on NIP has made so far. That has such a huge impact. They get to steal a bunch of rifles, and they force LDLC to Hiko. There's no bomb plant. It's almost impossible to calculate just how much of a swing that was in favor of NIP. Now, they just need to clear out this half. If they can make this 11-4, there's definitely a chance they can win this game.
Well, I mean, LDLC right now, they have 2 flashes to work with. It's not ideal. And a fresh smoke going down here from Freiburg. It is going to be the flash through the smoke, and then the YOLO push in here from LDLC. They're making noise. They're drawing Freiburg out. There's the spray from Freiburg. He gets the headshot. He's going to get overwhelmed. However, Smith is hot on his heels. Get Right waiting in the corner is going to spot Smith out, but now he's pinned down. The only problem is that Michaelele is here now, and he's going to miss his shot, and an instant shot comes out from Kiyoshima.
Get Right with 2 kills, still staying alive. 2 bullets left, goes for shocks, and they're both so low on health, 2 and 6 health, and finally, backup is there, and it's Get Right with the quad kill. He gets it at the end. An almost ridiculous battle going on in that B bomb site. But shows you something again about the power of that speed LDLC push. They really don't stop once they get going. And if Get Right had gone down, Michaelele instantly got shut down as well. LDLC could have very well won that round. They are lethal
Their turn of speed is impressive, but that right there, like Get Right gets a headshot on a man in pool as he adjusts for Smiths. I mean, that is ridiculous performance from Get Right. And it is good to see Get Right playing up to snuff right now. But this is now going to allow for LDLC to get a buy-in after that eco. And the Nip are definitely not exactly out of the woods yet. So let's see how this plays out. LDLC once again gathering up top B. They do not want to be pushing too far forward. That smoke again is down, and this time around NIP are changing it up a little bit, having Get Right hiding behind Carr. This could work to their advantage. He hasn't exactly used that yet. In the meantime, on the other side of the map, Michael picks off Smiths, who was trying to peek out from Boiler, and NIP once again have the man advantage.
Winning this round would mean eco for LDLC, so if NIP win it, that is. So things get very interesting here. It could be a big step in the right direction. Good wall bank through, and Get Right just narrowly making it out of there. A little bit scared. Freiburg goes for the reinitiate, and it's going to take down Kiyoshima, avenging the damage being put onto Get Right. It's a 5-on-3. Now NIP just have to sit tight, wait, and it's going to all solve itself. Unless they give easy kills to LDLC now, almost no way the Frenchman can make it in.
You can see that from the positioning here. Exist holding very far back in Arch. He wants them to be fully committed, but 20 seconds left with that Molotov going down, and this is a very wise play here by LDLC. They realize how unlikely it is for them to actually get onto these sites. They can back off now. They will not gain money if they live through the round timer like this. So this is one thing that they have taken into account, but they do still have a reasonable amount of gear on themselves. I mean, 3 flashes, 3 smokes, that's not too bad along with the rifles. Now we have to see what state the money is in for their teammates. Are they going to be able to make another buy out of this?
No, and what this means is they're going to have to use the 3 rifles they saved here to get an entry frag. If that happens, it's really good for LDLC. That's what they need to get right back in it. But if they lose these rifles, then the 3 members that save will have no money, and actually the LDLC economy will be completely skewed for pretty much the rest of the half. So there's a lot riding on this for the Frenchmen to make it work.
Yeah, they are just going to be going for it, really. They realize that they can just keep the pressure up here. If they can get one more round, this would be huge, but a double nade down Banana catches Kiyoshima off guard. Luckily for LDLC, he only had the pistol, but he did have some nades, so that is going to be a bit of a shame there for them.
And luckily for LDLC, Smith wasn't near because he doesn't have body armor. So if he had been even close to that blast radius, it would have been bad. Well, the entry frag again. We know how important that is for NIP. We keep mentioning it, and it always turns out to be true as well. Assist and Maikilele both holding on the quad side this time. Bomb being dropped all the way in mid. Just LDLC looking for the one opening that they can use here, and they need it a lot.
Curious of the pressure here, but they're going to try and keep this corner together. Michael Elliott, that doesn't stop him from picking up Shoxy out of the air. Get Right holding at Arch will stop MBK from rotating through, and now once again Happy on his own here for LDLC, hoping it towards that B site. He could potentially make it here in time as well. Fresh smoke to go down and block off CT spawn. Get Right going to be in position to spray through, but it's going to be Freiburg standing his ground behind the new boxes, stopping Happy cold, and this is definitely not a situation the in-game leader for the French team can come out ahead in.
I know, he needs to either find a lot of kills, but he definitely has to die before the time runs out here. That is critical. Saving it is a big risk. He could actually run to A right now. I don't think he can get the bomb down in time, but he goes back in and gets himself killed. And actually, as weird as it sounds, that is not such a bad idea, because he couldn't know that no one was hiding over there. If the time runs out and he gets killed afterward, he gets no bonus money for losing, and he just has 0 and no armor, no AK, of course. LDLC in the 14th round, they're forced to eco. You can see Shox and Kiyoshima are evening out their own economy by just buying some armor and C-sets, but this is a tough call for LDLC to make right here, but they have to.
They're going to have ample money in the next round, but I mean, of course, this is LDCZ, Anders. We can never count them out. They could go big in this round as well. 5 ZZs on the board, some Kevlar, some flashes. Let's see if they can actually catch Nip off guard. They are patiently waiting outside of the grenade blast radius, so no early damage here taken by LDLC. At least they have that going for them here. Counting on Nip trying to catch them off guard. Not this time. Question is now, where can they actually find a weakness in the Nip defense?
NIP haven't been pushing aggressively at all in this game. There's been no Na'Vi or BP push down the middle. They have hardly been up in the apartments at all, so it's hard for LDLC to really expect this to work out so well. Freiburg waiting at this other smoke. I'm assuming there's going to be some sort of flash through here for LDLC, so this could actually work. And backup is kind of far away. Freiburg is kind of alone right now. He's got the Molotov, so if he sees it coming, he might be able to fall back, and he will do just that. Get Right trying to help out as well. LDLC pushing up behind this, but Get Right's there to get the first kill. They need this round. The Frenchman, it'd be such a huge win, but Get Right will pick up a following kill before he finally goes down, and then Freiburg is there to help out. It's not looking good right now. They get the kills in, but I don't know if they can hold this bomb site.
Oh, they probably can't hold the bomb site, but now they can get a bomb plant, and that is big now for LDLC on an eco round. If they can have a little bit more money going into the 15th round, this is a huge win here for the Frenchman. Mike Lele through the gap will take out Happy, but now it's down to Kyoshima, last man alive here, 1v3. He gets picked up by Forrest, and NIP regain control of the situation. But I still have to say that that is a very good outcome there for LDLC. The money now is going to be excellent for them. They have all the options going into this last round. They are not strapped for cash, and that's very important considering this is now the 15th round of the first half, the last round in this first half, and LDLC need everything they can get. Because the NIP are really showing a very solid performance on this CT side Inferno.
They are, and they have their backs against the wall. They can't make any mistakes right now. They're going to lose the grand finals. It will be 3 Molotovs for LDLC. Could be an indication, actually, that they want to go and just use them to check middle, and maybe also apartments. Michael Helle, though, charges in, and Smiths will instantly go down. And LDLC, they just wanted to get up into those apartments and then instantly put on notice. It's 3 people holding here for NIP in perfect positions. This could end up being 11-4 indeed. NIP have the perfect setup for this. LDLC trying to charge through, flashbang in. Forrest picks up one and exists with a kill as well. Michael gets one off before he goes down, and that's going to be the end of the half here. NIP 11-4. Exist with the double. A strong statement for the Swedish team.
The key to victory here throughout this first half for NIP is the fact that time and time again they were able to get the first kill and thus limit LDLC and their options as far as gear is concerned, as far as what they had planned. And Michael Lele also being very versatile with his positioning. I mean, going up into apartments, we haven't actually seen him pull a JW yet. Where you go up, you peek into second mid, you look for that frag. He chose now, the last round, to do that, and that completely caught LDLC off guard. They were spread out, they weren't looking towards it, and they just got completely caught out. So that is just, this is just fantastic play here from NIP. On LDLC, this is a very important map for LDLC. I mean, we've been saying it all day long. They're one of the very best teams in the world on Inferno. So for them to take only 4 rounds, I mean, this may be enough. This is still enough for LDLC.
I think once you only get 4 rounds, the deciding difference really does become the pistol round. Then you need to win that pistol round, because otherwise NIP probably will make it 14-4, and then LDLC have only to make 1 mistake through the rest of the game, and it costs them the map pretty much. It is doable, and we have seen in the past some pretty ridiculous 11-4 comebacks here. Titan have actually in the past been a bit ahead of those, but so have NIP. And I mean, LDLC, they do a lot of their work on the CT side, so I don't think we can count it out just yet. But definitely the pressure is on LDLC right now.
Agreed. One thing that is also very good to see here, I mean, Michael Lele, he's really delivered quite a bit throughout this first half. I mean, he's sitting at 13 frags right now, just behind the leader, who is Get Right with 16. So Get Right as well. I mean, this is what you need to be seeing for NIP. Get Right sitting at the top of the scoreboard. Forrest and Michael Lele just neck and neck. Freiburg not exactly leading, but then again, he's been the man who's just been taking these fights sitting on that B side, and he hasn't seen too much action over there. So really, everything going according to plan here for NIP.
Freiburg's whole first half can be summed up in that 1 round in the eco where he got the 2 kills in that bomb site. That made a massive difference. LDLC could have ended up at 6 rounds if we won that. We could have been a 9-6 and we would have a very different picture. Freiburg really did a lot in that 1 round. All right, a lot of grenades raining into the middle here, and it's the second half coming up here. Second map, grand finals time. NIP, are we gonna see a 3rd map? Or is it gonna be the end here? LDLC are also looking for their first major win, and NIP are looking for the 2nd one for themselves.
As LDLC are 1 half away. Now we have to see how they decide to play out this pistol. Very calm play from them, although NBK, interesting positioning here from him, actually looking to catch somebody off guard here from the bedroom. Not a common angle to be held here. Does Michael Lele get caught by it, or is Michael Lele only trying to cause a diversion? Because the action is going to be over on the B site, and Smith is in position, taking these fights and backing off in time long enough to stay alive. He does take one with him, and Yoshima at the blue boxes does manage to catch them out, but the kills are coming in for NIP as well, and now they have the man advantage.
They do. Shock's very low on health. He's going to go down as well. It's Forrest with a triple, leaving Happy alone. What a task ahead of him here. He's been carrying his team through this tournament quite a bit. Definitely a candidate for an MVP right now. And he's walking into the bomb site with a USPS in hand, just sneaking up, looking for the headshot. He takes one, going back into it, and he almost drops Forrest, but instead it's a quad kill here for the legend. And that makes it 12-4. Now LDLC. And actually even better now, NIP have to just survive the CSET 75 and things are good.
Exactly, they just have to hang on in this second round now. LDLC also know exactly what's on the line here, so NIP, they get the perfect start to this second half and they go for a double SMG. I mean, Michaelele with the Bison, Freiburg with the MAC-10. When they have to know that LDLC aren't going to be messing around here. They aren't going to be ecoing in this.
And viewer discretion is advised. Please don't try this at home. MAC-10 and Bison in the grand finals against what they must absolutely know are armored targets is a big risk. Hiroshima looking for the 1D. Got 3 bullets left here, but he's going to be falling back for a second. He did do some good damage to Forrest anyway, and that's going to be Forrest going down. Shock's finding it with a headshot. CSET 75. NIP going back to the other bomb site, which is great news. If they charge through right now, they can catch MBK with almost no backup, but as they wait, if the situation gets worse and worse, NIP don't have to commit to it. They have the time. And LDLC, though, they're in great positions here.
And Happy as well, taking a little bit of damage here, but he's going to go for the wild spray through. Doesn't get lucky and catch Michaelele, but still putting them on notice here. He still has one smoke as well. If he can wait just a little bit longer before he drops it off, it's really going to force Nip into an awkward position here. They will have to run through smoke versus CZs, and that can be suicide.
What we just saw is actually Shox looking for a tiny gap. Shox is right now controlling the whole NIP positional play. He knows exactly where they are. Smith's dropping really low on health. And I don't think Smith should have put up like this. I think they should have just stayed put. That would have been great. Freiburg goes and gets the kill. And now Shox is alone. That opened up a big opening back into the round here for NIP. They were boxed in as long as Shox was up there. He runs back in. He gets the 1 kill and falls back. That's now double for Shox, but he can't reload in time. 10 seconds for NIP. They need to get this bomb plant. They are getting this bomb plant. And now it should be good. Headshot rains in from Michaelele, leaving MBK alone. And he charges through with the CZ. 1 headshot, and that's all he gets. Very costly round. And I think LDLC actually played a very, very cool round there. They had so much information. Shoxy's position meant they knew that they were all boxed in or in banana for 100% fact. I think maybe Smith just actually didn't want to push. He just wanted to hide by the bench, and he got caught doing that. Because I think he wanted to play that as safe as he could.
Exactly, I totally agree. I mean, that's pretty much exactly what happened there, because Shoxy was there to cut it off as well. They wanted to just set a trap and make sure that Nip were boxed in at mid like that. So it didn't, I mean, timing sometimes, that's exactly how it plays out. Timing works, or doesn't. But now, NIP, they had to spend a lot of money this round that they were hoping to be able to save for the big buy round that would be incoming from LDLC. So now the question is, you know, are they going to be able to get through this round unscathed? And they've already taken quite a bit of damage. Michaelele is having a field day with this Bison. Double spray down for him. That's when you want the Bison, when they don't have the Kevlar.
They just need to get in and get the bomb down, because actually some really good kills have happened for Shox as well, and that's exactly what NIP are going to do. Now, what's really so funny about that Bison is, after he got those 2 kills while holding down mouse 1 for about half a minute, he still had 26 bullets left, so he could have killed way more people with it. It is actually a pretty good SMG when you're up against the unarmored target, as you said. Now, bomb goes down. Don't think LDLC can do much to win this round if they can just find a rifle, and Smith has found 1. Shox looking for a 3rd kill if he can. Pistol in hand. He will go down to assists. 2 kills and an AK stolen. That's actually a pretty good result for LDLC. They shouldn't be too sad about this one. But oh, Smith.
Oh no, he misses his timing. Michaelele's got the Bison, and he will get another frag. 3 kills, and Smiths, that was a mistake.
It was, and we saw the incredible aim punch effect there on Smiths. 1 body shot was all it took for Michaelele to basically win that duel. It's a big deal. 14-4. NIP have a 10-round lead. And now, I mean, the crowd is definitely working in favor of NIP now as well. LDLC, though, as you said, the 2nd best Inferno team in the whole world. This cannot be discounted. You can't rule them out yet.
No, you never can, not even in this scenario, because they have shown that they have an impeccable CT side. Losing that pistol is definitely the rocky start. The 10 rounds, or 12 in a row, is possible because that's what they need here. All right, going to be the push up short here from Forrest, leading the way for NIP. Creating opportunity, perhaps. He didn't get killed, but he hasn't found anybody either here. So so long as LDLC can play passive the way they have right now, this could work in their favor because NIP, as we were saying on Dust 2, they definitely need the entry frag. And they got it nearly every round throughout their entire CT half.
I think on the terrorist side, I think NIP played Hellraisers in this tournament earlier, and Forrest had some mind-bending opening frags, especially in the middle here. So watch out for that. It could happen again. Smith is waiting right at the edge. Forrest walks right into it. Great opening from Smith. LDLC trying to shut it down early, and that's what they need. Michaelele looking at the edge here, but inside the bomb site, NBK, and I think we highlighted him in the pre-show as well. Definitely a very strong B-side player right now. Got the rifle in hand, is going to peek out here, and he does go down. Freiburg with the kill. Shock's also taking that get right in the background, but might be a bomb plant if they can drop. Happy's playing at the edge, he takes one, and then he goes down to exist 2-on-3, and NIP about to get a bomb plant now. Can they defend it?
Exactly. Michaelele is going to be in a fairly positive position here with this AWP as well. He could look into construction, as we can see right here. Kirishima dancing on the edge, trying to draw out the shot, trying to figure out the positioning here of that sniper rifle. His mates are there, but Michaelele instantly gives him, and now it's going to be down to Shoxy alone as it exists, takes out his teammate Smith. Shoxy in a 1v2, and they've got the perfect crossfire to deal with him as well. Michaelele peeking out, could take the risk, and he will land the shot as well. NIP are now on map point versus LDLC, who just cannot seem to get it together on this map. And the crowd
take a moment to sample the atmosphere here at in Jönköping at Dreamhack, because it's definitely, it's hitting the roof right now. The home crowd silenced on the first map as their team was losing. Now they're starting to feel it again, and there was a very distinct reason why that retake did not work for LDLC. They had not a single grenade. They couldn't throw a flashbang to get the first peek, no smokes to block off the AWP, no Molotovs to burn anyone up from any corners. They were running in there basically naked, and that's so hard to do. NIP had positions that could have been grenaded out, but they weren't. Shox goes down. It's map point for NIP. This could go the distance. Could definitely see a third map here at the grand finals. Forrest follow up for the kill. Assist with one. It's happening once again. Happy and MBK are left 2-on-5. I don't know where they get it from NIP, but it seems just when it matters the most, that's when they do their best work. NBK goes down, and it's all on Happy now, who's been an incredible player in this whole tournament, but this is too much for one Max 7 and one in-game leader.
He's just going to run into the blender, takes the fight. He's going to get the frag, but it's going to take a bit too long, and NIP keep their hopes alive in this grand finals. They take out Inferno again. And we will be going to map 3, but I don't know what it is about NIP and this map, Inferno. They could go up against the best teams in the world on it, but when it comes to a final match, a final best of 3, no matter the odds, they get the win.
I don't have the answers. I really don't. I thought for sure that LDLC was going to win this map. I was impressed that LDLC managed to win Dust 2 as well as they did. But this is definitely something else. So third map coming up, a map that we know LDLC are very good on. And we're going to have to see how strong NIP could be on it. This has gone the full distance, and it is not over yet. We'll have to see just a little bit more.
Yeah, just a little bit. But now let's go ahead and hear from the panel upstairs. Scoots, to you.
Whew, thank you, Anderson Semler. Well, I think NIP said they sent a very strong message on that map. Yeah. That was an incredibly biased score line, but in reality, when you look at the rounds and the game itself, much closer game than it looks like on paper in sense of score.
Yeah. I mean, I said the Dust 2 game from LDLC, like incredible. One of the best T-sides I've ever seen in CSGO. But man, they're a great Inferno team, and that was just nothing. They had nothing on CT side. NIP was just magical round after round after round. Everything was theirs. They could take any shot they wanted. You have to give massive props to NIP there. They just beat a team on Inferno who, if not the best, second best in the whole world, and by far. That is the home map of LDLC. You don't beat them on that map. So massive, massive props that they were able to get this win here. And now we've got a series on our hands. Like, even if LDLC had that amazing Dust 2 to open the series and looked so dominant, NIP's players, the difference is they're getting like the magical 2v2s and the 3v3s. Somehow they always produce in these situations, it feels like.
Jordan.
I mean, me and Duncan were sitting there watching. After we saw LDLC get that T-pistol, we're like, this is 6-7 round half at least. And that's going to put NIP on their heels, and it's going to be really tough to come back from that. But we saw a couple of those late rounds, NIP just closing them out. There's that one eco at B that LDLC tried to kind of force it. It ended up with Happy and NBK in like a 2 versus 4. NBK missed his Molotov, and I honestly think it just came down to those little things. He threw a bad Molotov in the fountain. If he threw it at the first oranges, they could have like kind of funneled everyone out in the site and won that round and kept their momentum going. But those small things really change it for them. And NIP, man, showing their veteran experience there, staying strong, staying home. The new play, Michael Ailey having some big rounds today, that big op triple kill. Really impressed by NIP's poise here. Now we could say we have a real toss-up for the third map.
MVP for you, that map?
I'd have to go with Michael Ailey in that game because both sides he was hitting some great shots, especially on CT. Because he would do that aggressive, what we've seen from Smiths, we've seen from JW over the last few months. You just push house sometimes, you push middle sometimes. You're all over the place.
Yeah,
you just get the first pick and then you pull back. That's the crucial thing. You don't stay there and try and get multiple shots. You just pull back, and sometimes you replace with a different guy. I mean, you could also easily have gone maybe with Forrest even there. That just the one round where he was in the Forrest spot, that's where he's played his whole career on Inferno. Yeah. And he killed everyone pretty much.
Big 4 kill.
And you kind of called that Forrest having to step up.
We both, I mean, I think we both did, and it's that spot, like you said, he plays lane. They try to come up. Forrest said, no. We're holding this one down.
Now I'm looking at the speaking of MVP, you know, we have the contest going on at halflifetv.org. Yeah. MVP of the tournament's going to get PlayStation 4. Forrest is sitting at only 26%. Puts him in second place behind Happy, who's currently sitting at 41%. Freiburg at 21%, and Shocks at 12%. So again, go ahead, head over to halflifetv.org. It's free. You'll see it right there on the main part of the website, MVP. Click on that. Give yourself a vote. Let's kind of see how this turns out. But obviously, they're thinking Happy right now.
Who provides that PlayStation 4 scoots?
You know, I think you should tell us who provides it.
It's a company called Breadbandsbolaget. It's
I was trying to pronounce it.
Company.
Oh, okay, so internet provider here.
Yeah.
Are they Swedish only, or are they European-wide?
No, they're Swedish. It's a Swedish company. It's actually a famous one, BBB.
Ah, there you go.
See? I'm culturally sensitive, Scopes. It's a new me. I've sold out completely. I've had the training.
I don't even know who you are anymore. I mean, again, just a year ago, you were in a Lakers jersey.
Look at this suit.
You know, unshaven.
Let's dust this off.
Yeah.
Can we get
What's happened since then, Scoops?
Okay, so next map, Overpass.
Yeah.
Nip starting CT side. Who's your breakout player? Who has to be spot on?
Whichever the third guy who jumps up on that boost there.
Oh, zing!
Whoever gets to look at the whole map.
Okay, yeah. Whoever is God, basically,
just gonna win it for him.
No, actually, on this map, did you ask for NIP there?
Yeah, we'll start with NIP.
Okay, so for NIP, let me think on this map. Very CT-sided map. I'll maybe say Get Right for this one, because this map, anytime you do get the bomb down, it's so hard to hold against the retakes, and so I feel like Get Right can have a huge impact on this map. Like if he's over at that small site, he can mess around with them on the stairs, he can do retakes maybe with even less numbers. I think he can have a monster effect. He can win Nip this title if he has a great game in this particular map.
You know how I'm going to give a little love? Richard Zist Landstrom. I think he's playing at the A bomb site, if I'm not mistaken, and that's a tough bomb site to hold if a team's got a good execution. If we see him getting big frags each round, that could be the key to keeping the numbers even. So, yeah, let's go, Richard.
Short guys sticking together there.
Yeah, you know,
we're beautiful
people.
Man.
The Napoleon complex, I don't feel secure here on stage. How tall are you, Duncan? Let's tell everyone.
Pretty big. I'm 6 feet.
6'1". Let's say 6'1", 5'8". Give me a little credit here. I'll stand on my tippy toes here.
Wait a minute.
Zist is about to stand on his toes.
He's a big guy.
Smack you around a little bit.
Wait, 5'8"? Is that some sort of like
5'8.5.
All right. I mean, as I said to chat, like it's great hearing his insight, but really I was just tired of being the short guy, so I had to grab another guy who was equal to my height. Okay, so LDLC, same question. Who's got to be the man?
On this particular map, I think this is a Kiyoshima map. I think this is the one where, listen, here's the thing. I don't give up hope that LDLC is going to win because from what I saw against Fnatic yesterday, that was really impressive stuff. So I think Kiyoshima's the guy. He can really do some damage here. And if he does, like I said, same with Get Right. If he can be the man, if Kiyoshima can be the man, LDLC's going home with that trophy.
And same question to you.
I'm going to throw my male model friend Shocks a little love here. I think he's been flying under the radar the past couple best of threes. He's a beast. This map is one where you get a lot of open and B, getting down in that pit, battle people heaven. You got to be really snappy. So I understand why you said Kiyoshima, but I'm going to throw Shock some love for this one.
All right, and again, you can see his percentages. A lot of these guys,
see
over
that
50%
blue steel
headshot.
In that picture?
Beautiful blue steel. Over 50%, that's just amazing.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, these are guys who, it's not just that they have good aim, they have the technique as well. Like, the crosshair positioning is always on. It's on the head as they come around the corner. They take really tight angles. That's how you know they're really, really skilled aimers. Okay, so we've talked about top players. Now, overall, map strategies, keys to victory, and then a prediction. I mean, it's LDLC and it's overpass. So the key to victory is what should have been the key to victory on Inferno, strong CT side. If LDLC does like yesterday they got 12 rounds CT against Fnatic. If they can even get, I think, 11 or 12, I think that can be enough. That will be enough for the title. I don't know, do we know who starts first on CT side?
Yeah, Nip. Nip CT.
Well, wow. The Nip has a chance here, but okay, in that case, LDLC, if you're on LDLC side, I think you need to get at least 4 rounds. 4 rounds into game, less than 4, you could be in some trouble.
Yeah.
On the NIP side of things, I mean, they're starting CT, so obviously the
11.
defense has to be strong here, because it's going to be a lot of pressure on T side, second half in a map like this to win the title. Yeah. That's like playing on the road, you know, it's a very, very difficult scenario.
Yeah, I have actually a similar opinion as Inferno. I think if starting T-side actually is what your perceived harder side, but if they can get that pistol somehow, LDLC that is, and they could maybe get a couple gun rounds, we could see them run away with it. So, like you said, NIP probably needs around 11 rounds to finish it off. And yeah, that's my prediction.
Okay.
Do we have time to ask the crowd, by the way?
Yeah, we could try this.
Can we try? Can everyone hear me?
Can you guys hear Jordan?
Can you hear me?
Clap if you can hear us.
Clap if you can hear us. I have a request.
Jordan has a request.
I have a request. I want everyone in the room on the count of 3 to give me a flashbang dance. Is that possible? Can we do that? Do you know the flashbang dance?
The world record of
how to do it.
This is a flash mob flashbang dance.
Tell them how to do it.
Show them
the flashbang dance, just one hand over, the other hand you're blind, right? And then the little hips in it. So I need everyone in the crowd to stand up. And on the count of 3,
shake it out.
We're flashbang dancing together.
Okay, let's do this.
All right, count us in.
Okay.
3, 2, 1. You're blind. Everyone's dancing. We need some music in this. It's not helping.
Music.
Where's the music?
I'm flashed. I'm flashed. I'm flashed.
Oh, God, I love it. Okay. Thank you, everybody. Give a clap for the flashbang dance.
Right.
Thank you.
Sweden. Thank you, Sweden. Who says we don't have fun talking about
Who says we don't have
right?
a little bit of fun? All right, then. I think the teams are they're huddling right now.
Yeah, and again, didn't get to your actual prediction. Of course, you did predict a 2-0. You did predict 2-0.
I went 2-0, yeah.
So,
I didn't think they could win Inferno. They did, so they've shocked me already. Again, listen, NIP have been raising their level again and again and again. They had a great T-side against LDLC. When they were on Dust 2, they've won Inferno. This is getting better and better. This is heading towards like Fnatic last year when they had the miracle win overall. So I won't deny I'm starting to feel something like, but I'm going to stick with LDLC. Yeah. I think put the nerves behind you, get a good start. I think LDLC will win this title.
Any change to what
he wants to?
I'm scared to talk. I'm like, this is like some superstition. I'm doing all sorts of dances and rain things. I don't know what to say at this point. Honestly, I thought LDLC was going to close out on Inferno with that pistol. But then I still had that feeling, like I mentioned, NIP has this ability to win the rounds they need to and close things out. Mike Alele was like the question mark in my head, but he was playing huge. If he can keep up that performance and NIP could, you know, have a strong CT side, I think we're going to see NIP winning this.
Okay. Let's go back in time a little bit. I'm going to rack your brain. I was hitting you with one, you know, on the spot here.
Okay.
Obviously, we've got a very good final. It wasn't a blowout. It wasn't a 2-0.
Oh, yeah.
We've had both teams take a really good map. Historically, perspective-wise, how does this stack up so far to some other top Counter-Strike finals and kind of your favorite ones in that sense?
In all of history, Counter 1.6 as well? Well, one of my favorites is obviously World Cyber Games 2009 because it had probably the most epic game, this nuke game where it was all these overtime after overtime after overtime, then train, and crucially, it was where the team who were the underdogs, the Golden Five, people like Neo and Taz, they beat maybe the best team ever, this Fnatic team that had Forest, they had Get Right In, and they were monsters, you know, and they managed to overcome them on their best maps. So that was some incredible stuff, but that was a 2-0. That was some very clutch stuff. If we want to go 3 maps, the next year's World Cyber Games. That was very special. That was Na'Vi and it was MTW, two really top-level teams. It went all 3 maps. It went to overtime on the last map, and Na'Vi finally won to win all the majors in a year. They won all 3 in 1 year, so these are some of my favorites. In terms of this one here, this is a weird one because it's been a good final because of the fact that it's so competitive in as much as one team is utterly dominant, and then the other one doesn't break down. They come back and they have an even more dominant side. So the third one, I'm just hoping for a close game here. This reminds me a bit more actually of the Fnatic LDLC series like that.
Sure.
I would hope the third one, we get both teams like that at the same time. Not one beating the other one down. I want to see like, let's have a 16-14 game. Let's have a 16-13 game. And whoever wins, it's like, they knew they took the other guy's best punch and they threw back harder.
All right. Final thoughts from you, Jordan.
Yeah, I have a weird feeling that this might be one of those the least lopsided overpass matches we've seen, just because of the moment and what it's bringing, how strong LDLC's T-strats are, but also how well NIP can play on CT side. So I'm actually curious to see if we might see a 9-6 or a 10-5 rather than reaching up to 11, in which case it'll make things very interesting for NIP to come back from that. It'll be tough. I think what Thorin said is right. I think NIP needs 11, but I also see the moment LDLC strats creating a 9-6, 10-5 half, which would be very tough for NIP.
All right. It's time, folks. This is our final map. We will crown a new Counter-Strike winner, championship, Dreamhack. Could it be NIP winning 2 back-to-backs, or could it be LDLC sneaking in, getting their first one? Anders and Semler are going to talk you through it. Take it away, guys.
All right, thank you, Scoots. And the moves on nothing. The man is legendary, and the crowd here as well. Sick crowd as always here for CS at Dreamhack, bigger than ever. And this is going to be a final that deserves it because we are in map 3 between NIP and LDLC, and the map is going to be Overpass, Anders. Now, we know that between both of these teams, they've already faced once on this map, and it went the Frenchman's way. The big question here is now, will LDLC, will they falter at the end?
That's a tough question to answer, but I actually think LDLC are going to prevail. I think they're really strong. They look like a strong team. Previously, like each individual member on this team has actually been sort of taken from a team that's had its own problem with staying really strong. There was a point in time when the Titan team would break a lot, and you know, Shoxy was on the team Epsilon where they had Fox Show, and it seemed like things weren't working quite as well. So overall, I'd say they found like some mentally strong players to put together, and I'm on the LDLC boat for this one. I think it's going to be a close match. It's really hard to call, and you know, NIP, they said earlier that the crowd is going to have to help them out with this one. I think it's true.
I agree, man. And well, NIP, they thrive in these situations, these incredibly high pressure scenarios, grand final match, everything on the line. This is NIP in their element. LDLC, this is their time to finally make history and close out a final. Now let's see how things develop. Already Happy getting tagged, Exist shooting him a bit in the heels, doing a bit of a Wild Wild West impression there, making him dance, just like nothing.
Now, Smith actually has a Molotov, and I think he might be able to firebomb Michael Lillis' position with it, which would be a great start for LDLC. Charging in as Michael Lillis tries to get away, but Forrest is coming up from behind. USPS in hand, and executes shots. Next in line, Smith goes down, Forrest. He's looking for more, he's charging on it. Unreal! He takes down MBK as well, and it's Happy and Kyoshima. He turns 180, takes the fight. He's got 1 bullet left, but backup has shown up as well. Forrest, what a monster. Finally, they managed to take care of him, but it might have been too late here. 2 on 3, and LDLC shocked from the very beginning.
And Ninjas in Pajamas still have the edge here. They still have the advantage. LDLC have been tagged up. They have that 1 smoke grenade to create an opportunity for themselves. And we have to see exactly where they decide to use it, because with 28 seconds left, this is definitely looking like it's going to be an A site, but the crossfire is ready. Exist in position in bank. Michael Lilly alive on the site, and it's not looking easy here for LDLC. They have to hit some of the sickest shots, and Kyoshima will deliver one. Michael Lilly, however, will shut down the site, and that is going to be NIP picking up the pistol round in this last map of Dreamhack.
Whole arena chanting Forrest's name. I can't believe it. That was incredible, and also shocking because you could tell LDLC had that round planned out. They had the smoke for the stairwell, they had a Molotov to throw Michael off guard, and then they were going to go for it. And just while they were counting down, ready to go, Forrest showed up and just tore the whole thing apart. Now we're back in the next round here as Get Right will take down MBK. P90, a strong weapon. They have 2 P90s and 1 MP7 on Freiburg. No shame at all here for NIP. And actually, Smith is going to punish one of them. A follow-up kill from Smith to take down Forrest. Strong play coming up from LDLC. Bouncing right back. Now it's a 4-on-3. Freiburg charging in, but LDLC very smart. They're going to be able to take him down. Happy with the kill. And it's on Get Right and Exist left here. The Frenchman bounced right back there. Not to be taken lightly. Happy will pick off Exist. And it is down to Get Right here. 1-on-4. Incredibly well timed from LDLC.
They sprung the trap. This was some scrimmy play. Just get up there, try and sneak, and not use any nades, not alert NIP to your presence. And it wasn't until they were right at the front door, nearly on top of the site itself, that NIP had any idea. That was so very well played by LDLC. And then with the traps to follow, that was a beautiful round here by the Frenchmen in the second half, and they are able to pick up a round here on the board. T-side, every round worth its weight in gold. Nothing expressed that going into this. He said, I mean, they need to get 5 rounds here, LDLC. But even if they were to get by with 3, with 4, it's still possible because the map is just so CT-sided. We have to think of Nuke here, where CT side, you can really lock down every position because of how close the bomb sites are together. It's so quick to rotate. It's so tough for a terrorist team to break in. So LDLC now, they're the ones in the driver's seat here, Anders. And NIP, is Forrest going to be able to deliver again like that?
Well, as a result of the map balance that you were just talking about, NIP also decided it isn't worth it to go for the eco. We're just going to buy a scout, 157, 2 CZ75s, and a couple of grenades, and obviously armor on everybody. And that has to be the answer. Maybe it's Forrest, but it could be Michael with this scout as well. There's definitely some range on this map to use with. Forrest is down in the connector in the middle, and they are actually coming for him as well. He's got to be really careful right here. Goes for the spray, but they're all around him. NPK and Shock's just teaming up and having really good coordination, so no one peeked before someone else. They peeked sadly at the same time, and that's some good work there. Wall banging going on all around, and LDLC playing this map or this round very, very slowly, very passively, which is very good.
They really are taking their time, and you're absolutely right, working well together as a unit, making sure that if one of them goes down, the other one will get the kill, and then they can secure the weapon, not give anything here to NIP for 3. But Michael has the scout, and just as he backs off, they decide to go for the push. And LDLC, they have all the nades down here. Michael has been effectively severed from this bomb site. Everybody from NIP, actually, they're going to have to go for a very clever boost here. But guess what? Yoshima was waiting for it, and he takes Get Right's head clean off.
And that's well spotted from Kiyoshima. That's an uncommon boost, not something you just look for all the time. So pretty cool. And NIP gonna run away from the bomb site. They decided it isn't worth it. Maybe these 3 players in the upcoming round can make the difference. But either way, Get Right and Forrest won't be rebuying. And Freiburg goes down with a P90. Nice cleanup job here from LDLC. Not letting NIP get away with too much. So this is a terrific comeback into the first half here for LDLC. Very likely they could make this 3-1, which would be just as good as having won the pistol round at that point.
Exactly right. I mean, right now, NIP, they're limited to the CZ, to the Scout. They're going to have very little money on the rest of their team. They need to be saving here for the next buy round, which is going to be happening in the 5th. At LDLC, they aren't getting ahead of themselves here. You can see no hand clapping, no back slapping, no smiles just yet. They know they have a hell of a task ahead of them here to get more rounds on the board. Early on in this half, that would relieve so much pressure that's on LDLC's shoulders right now. If they can get up to 4 to 5 right here at the start, it's NIP who are going to be in the crunch. NIP who are the ones who are going to have to battle back. So let's see how things develop here as NIP actually moving out onto the map and putting up a little bit of a resistance here at mid. Michael actually holding pretty forward in restrooms. But he's got that scout, and if he can land a headshot, this would be huge, but he gets smoked out of that position, and he decides to fall back to the site.
We often talk about how important it is to play the forward position over by the restrooms. If you just let the terrorists get all the map control on this side of the map, that will become a huge problem later in the game. So I'm kind of glad to see Michael already just showing signs of wanting to be aggressive. But of course, with the scout, it's a little bit more tricky to just do that all on your own. The rest of NIP stacked up on the B-bomb site here, hoping for the best.
It happened once on Inferno. Can it happen again? Will LDLC walk into the trap and give NIP a way back into this first half? Right, going perhaps to try and get some information. He will get chased away, but they aren't showing too much here, NIP. They really are trying to sell this, and LDLC are about to walk into this site. Exist with his CZN in a prime position to light them up, and there's the first frag. Still alive and dancing, and he nearly gets the second one, but Get Right is here, and the stack is working so far into a 2-on-2, but LDLC have taken tremendous damage, and NIP are right on top of them as they will attempt to plant this bomb. Can they actually stop it from going down, though? Get Right trying to shoot through the smoke, and he's just not going to hit the timing. LDLC keep control, and Happy just barely lives through.
I mean, it feels like every time something really has to work for LDLC, it's Happy who steps it up. He's got 7-1-1 and a quad kill in that round. That is a lot of pressure to put on just one person, but somehow he steps it up every time anyway. It is remarkable to see him do this stuff. NIP very nearly got that round as well. But now they will be able to buy the rifles, not an impressive amount of grenades, and no defuse kit, notably. Could be important later on. We've seen NIP have some pretty horrendous losses on the back of not having kits in the past, so if that repeats itself, it's going to be ugly. Freiburg down here, catches them as they come out. A great double kill being taken on there. Smiths and Kiyoshima straight going down.
Oh, that was amazing rifle work there by Freiburg, keeping his cool, controlling the spray, and gunning down both members from LDLC who tried to go through together to avoid that sort of scenario. But it just didn't plan out this time for LDLC, and now they're down 2 men at the very beginning of the round. Michaelele spots out, I believe that is NBK in connector, and that certainly isn't going to help things here for the Frenchman now that one of their members has been picked up. He has to be careful about getting flanked, and guess what? Shoxy is ready, Shoxy is waiting, he's looking for his first frag, but it's just not going to happen. Michaelele takes him out, and Michaelele with the double kill shuts down NBK, and just like that, NIP are on the brink of having a perfect 5th round.
I don't know if we can get the replay of that last kill, but I'm not sure if that wasn't the very last bullet that connected with the face there. That is really cutting it close for Michaelele. Happy now. This round is still important for LDLC. They still need Happy to do damage to the NIP economy. Remember, they're on the less favored side here. LDLC already doing a great job, but Michaelele will take him down with a 3rd headshot. That's going to be a pretty impressive round here for the newcomer to the team, a triple kill. Well,
and this was just a series of individual play, essentially, here. Just getting the read, Michaelele having the right timing for Shoxy, and then keeping his cool. I mean, last bullet, you're right, but the triple kill, the double kill from Freiburg, I mean, just 2 huge plays from 2 big players on NIP, and they need more like that. NIP need to be able to count on their members. I mean, this has been something that NIP have counted on so much in the past, individual play, taking them through these matches. Any member on this team is capable of just tremendous work. So will it actually pan out here throughout the rest of this half? NIP now at least have a little bit of breathing room. LDLC had enough to put another buy round together here, however, so they aren't out a dangerous way quite yet here. LDLC, however, have spread out across this map this time around. NIP as well, though.
We'll see. If LDLC can put some rounds together soon, make a big difference, but Freiburg and Forest take some good kills in on Smiths and MBK. Now they're going to try and fall back here, but there's someone waiting for them. It's Shox picking up the one. It's Kiyoshima with the follow-up to take down Forest. Great work right now for LDLC. 3-on-3. These kills matter so much when they're on the terrorist side, and they need to keep getting them. One good grenade in. That's Kiyoshima perfectly predicting NIP or Get Right's position here behind the container. They're going to wrap around towards the B bomb site instead, and it is Exist holding down here. They have not got a Molotov, but they could be able to smoke him off here as well. Exist is going to have such a hard time holding this bomb site alone. They announce themselves with a flashbang, NIP not moving yet. It's going to be up to the Swedish in-game leader here. He's in the corner by the barrels. He spots out Shox. He connects with the 1 kill there. Follow-up headshot as well, and that's so important. Happy now alone in a 1-on-2, and he's got very little time. This grenade would actually kill Freiburg if he threw it. There it is. Is it going to be the touchdown? Oh, Freiburg lives just barely, and now Happy's out of time as well. He's not going to win the round, and Freiburg will take the triple kill and win it for NIP. That's a very close round, and actually great decision-making from LDLC.
Yes, it did, but then the timing was just right. LDLC announcing their presence with that nade gave it all away. Freiburg was in position in bank, but already looking to rotate down to that B site, and this is a key factor on this map, as was mentioned before, how quickly you can rotate from one site to the next. Freiburg was already in position in Sniper by the time that push came through, so they had a crossfire between Exist and Freiburg to lock down short. LDLC, when they came through, just got obliterated. And Michaelele gets a double kill at mid. 1 bullet, 2 kills. And now he could spin out of control here. 3 kills for him before he gets overwhelmed, but Forrest is there to protect the op, and nothing is going to happen here for LDLC. It's all down to Happy now looking to overwhelm him, but it's not meant to be. Forrest stands his ground and gets the kill, and NIP are now in the lead with the rounds.
The timing for Michael, I mean, it's an anti-eco round, so I don't think LDLC were expecting to get too much out of it, but it is still pretty interesting. Now, they're able to buy again. It's 4-3, and NIP do have the round lead. NBK picking up the SG, 553 again, trying to see if he can find an opening. And on this map, it could definitely be a very powerful tool. I mean, long-range shots with it. Maybe not enough to fight Maikelele, but we'll see. Forrest charging down into the connector, and Get Right getting completely flashed very close to the birthday party here. He's hiding at the edge of the smoke. This is actually an unusual spot, but Shoxy sees it coming. That's such a strong pickup. I have no idea how Shoxy saw that. He's a very intelligent player, but that was something else. Now Forrest is waiting down here by the ladder, trying to get the timing right. He's going to walk up behind them. Forrest, this is the pistol round all over again. He gets the quick pickup on Smith, and now he's waiting. Kiyoshima coming around the corner and takes down Forrest. Very, very good return there. That's such an important kill again.
It is, and maintains the man advantage here for LDLC, and now they still have time. They still have more, I mean, just now ticking down to 55 seconds. They have so much time to work with here, but Freiburg could be in a very interesting position here in connector. Do LDLC check? Did they just spot? They are jumping to try and check the stairwell, but there you go. Guess what? Freiburg, he's actually going to walk up behind them, and he gets the double spray. Could go for the triple, doesn't quite manage it, but he brings it back to a 2-on-2, and he costs LDLC more time.
And time right now is a scarce resource for LDLC as there's only 30 seconds left. They're trying to get in here. Exist is holding a good spot. We've seen this before. All the way in the back, he jumps down just as they push in, and a grenade follow-up. Smoke, great play from LDLC, and Happy with the headshot right through an Exist. That was a perfect angle, leaving Maikelele alone here, 1-on-2. This might be LDLC's 4th round. It's be such a big difference in the game. Maikelele going to have to try and clutch it down here. Goes for the initial peek. LDLC should be able to cover each other in this position. And Maikelele, he's got a couple of grenades. He's got no kit picked up. He's going to have to move quick, and he doesn't get it. MBK will take him down, and such a good round for LDLC. Double for MBK, but I think that shot from Happy made the biggest difference.
Absolutely, that is huge. But this play from Freiburg, I mean, what an attempt to catch them in the perfect position here. That's 2 times in one round that LDLC were caught off guard, not checking an angle. The first, obviously, with Forrest, although Forrest was only able to get the 1 kill out of that. The second one with Freiburg, but both of them surprises. I mean, really, you know, living up to their names, right? Ninjas, lying in wait. LDLC, they can't feel safe anywhere on this map. Question is now, how exactly do LDLC approach this when NIP, they lose this round? They're once again canvassing this map, pushing out, trying to be very aggressive, a la VP. Forrest in position at long, he could potentially get a flank going here, but LDLC are watching this angle.
Very careful, Smith is right there. Forrest peeks out, and it's a clean pickup on Smith, which is important. NIP right now are gunning to make this 11-4. That's how CT decided this map. If LDLC pick up many more rounds, NIP is in deep trouble.
Look at this turn of speed here from LDLC. They're moving up to top mid right now. They're right outside of the A site. They're going to be able to walk into this site unmolested. Nobody is here. Forrest is taking out the back line. NBK is gone, and now that's actually left Happy cut off from his mates. But Kiyoshima and Shoxy are still alive, and they're going to get a bomb plant out of this situation. Now it comes down to whether they can actually hold, catch Nip off guard in the tunnels, and Shoxy hits the timing just right, takes out Exist, taking minimal damage in the exchange.
It's an unreal situation here. It's a 2-on-5 with a bomb plant. They're covering it really well. NIP taking a long time to get him in. They have the defuse kit. Shox is going to pick up 1 more kill on Freiburg. If they win this 2-on-5, that's going to be cataclysmic at this moment in time. Forrest takes a kill. More Shox just trying to buy time here. He's very low on health as well. They're in. They're on the bomb. He can't get back in. And Forrest will pick it up. Is there enough time? Forrest gets the defuse. Quad kill and saving his team.
Oh, man. Yeah, Forrest, what a round. I mean, NIP, that was a bit too close for comfort there. Of course, with the man advantage, they were able to protect Forrest so that they could get that defuse. I mean, love the fact that Nip pushed out on the map and that Forrest is able to get so much momentum early on by getting that kill on Smith at long, and then Cat just neatly cutting LDLC in half from that position. Nip did not let up. They just snipped the roots and then came for the head, and that is now just going to be LDLC sitting on 5 CSEDs, but Maikelele does not care about that one bit. He takes out Kiyoshima, and he even makes it out of here in one piece.
I think LDLC were considering if they should try and force it up, but they went for CSEDs instead just to see if they can make it work. Forrest doing a little bit more action here in the anti-eco, and Michael is going to take down MBK. So not too surprisingly, LDLC not making too much headway here. And it's going to be just down to Happy in a 1-on-5. Would have been fun if they could have got the bomb plant, but they won't be able to. And all these 6 and 4 here.
And a perfect anti-eco round for Ninjas in Pajamas. I mean, talking about the money, this is so important now that they may actually be able to develop a small buffer here. Whereas LDLC, after that eco, nothing really happened. I mean, they force up with CZs. They don't necessarily get the kills, but they're just feeling it out here. This is still just now getting into the later part of the half. So there's still plenty of opportunities for LDLC to get that 5th round on the board. NIP, they're the ones who need to lock it down, but again, NIP they refuse essentially to let LDLC get comfortable here. They want to get in here quick, get up in their face, and make sure that LDLC cannot set up early on this map.
1 health, Michael, he's about to go down. Happy charging in to finish the job, but Freiburg is there with a good revenge kill. Forrest gets dropped, and it's MBK with the opening. They can't let this round go. Get right, doing a little bit of damage, going to grenade on out, and that grenade takes some more health off MBK. Now he's hiding, but he's got no backup. They're not checking. Get right gets a free kill. C-set 35, follow up, he gets a triple as well. And now Hiroshima 1-on-3, makes it a 1-on-2, but that's such a big play from Get Right. And LDLC just missing the fact that he had run the other way. Hiroshima has to try and clutch it. He's got the time for it as well, and he's patiently waiting. He sees the shadow. He knows Exist is there. He can see it moving just behind there. No question in his mind. But Freiburg is on the other side, and NIP just have to wait, and Hiroshima will have to move.
It's not even necessary in the end. The security was there with Freiburg waiting around the corner, but Exist decided to get the job done himself, and when he peeks, he closes it out, and NIP, despite taking severe losses there, I mean, this play right here from Get Right, they line up for him perfectly. A double kill, essentially to save the team, save the round there. And now NIP, they can continue forward. Once again, LDLC back to ecoing, just investing $500 in the pistols. 1 flash picked up for Happy here, and it's looking like it's going to be a rush. Straight to the B site. LDLC do not want to let up on the pressure, but this time around, Michael Lilly has chosen to come here with the AWP, and he's lining them up one after another. Exist, nade, bullet combo to get the job done, and Forrest will pick up the final kill. Oh, that doesn't get much cleaner than that.
It's looking good for NIP right now, but my prediction at the beginning was for LDLC to potentially take this, and even with 4 rounds, I'll count them well in this game. I still think they're in a decent spot right here. 4-8, so NIP, focus is the key right here. They got to keep their mind in the game. They can't think that they've won yet, and they have the experience to not try and think that way anyway, so I'm not too worried in that front. Forrest jumping up here, and actually the smoke covering him, but he's not feeling confident. He's going to have to fall back to a safer position. It's an attempted map control play there.
This is actually NIP starting to find their groove. Different setups, different rounds, not really repeating anything here apart from the mid control, but this time around it's going to be Forrest lurking around the corner, lurking around this angle with his USP. If he had to seize that, he could do some real work, but Shoxy, he checks that angle. Maybe that LDLC know that Forrest likes to hide behind there, but of course LDLC could just be being thorough. And instead it's going to be Michael Lele who decides to take that matters into his own hands, evens it up at a 4-4. With 50 seconds left on this clock, LDLC have still yet to crack a bomb site.
LDLC looking a little bit paranoid. They keep checking behind them, and can't really blame them after all they've been through. But NIP are currently staying put. They do have Get Right in the position where if this A push happens, he's going to run right in the connector and be behind them in a matter of seconds. Now, here it comes. LDLC, pre-planned smoke towards the bank. They feel it, but so does Mike Hilele. He picks up that first kill. Freiburg with the follow-up, and now it's all on Happy. It's a double kill for Freiburg. The bomb dropped in front, and Freiburg gets a triple at the end, and he's going to make it 9-4. And a clear reaction from Happy. The head shaking at the end. They are feeling the pressure now, LDLC.
You have to be shaking your head, I think, if you're the leader of LDLC at that point, when one man is able to shut down half of your team. I mean, Freiburg, 3 kills from the same angle and hardly taking any damage as well. I mean, granted, Michael Lille was there, that threat with the AWP. The LDLC had to worry about him peeking his head up, but Freiburg just living like that is a huge blow dealt to LDLC's confidence. And right now, in the 14th round, LDLC still desperately trying to get that last round on the board. Just so close there by Michael Lille, missing by a hair. But that would have been like insult to injury. If you got that kill at that point, you know, LDLC at that, they just stand up.
Great flash in here, Forrest, but LDLC too quick, and Michael Lille's gonna go down. MBK with a great opening right now. That's what they need on the LDLC side now. 5-on-3. And Get Right's trying to come in and see if he can remedy the situation. Tries to flashbang his way through. He finds the opening kill and finally takes down MBK, but the rest of LDLC rotating back to the B bomb site. Last time, Exist had to cover this on his own, and he did a really good job. It's going to have to be one more time here for the captain. He opens up, denies the bomb plant, second headshot as well. Now, grenade out, he's finally going to get taken out, so now it's on Get Right. LDLC, this 5th round is so important for them. And Get Right, he takes down Kiyoshima first. Now it's a one-on-one Smith score, and Get Right gets the kill. It's a triple. He pauses for a moment, celebrating. He's standing still in the game before he starts finally defusing. And that will be 10-4.
The home crowd is going nuts right now. Nipper certainly delivering a show. Each and every member has his round. They are waking up here, and now in the 15th round, they are on the point of picking up a very strong CT half. If they can cross the 10 mark into 11, NIP are going to be very happy going into the second half here. LDLC, there's going to be more head checking as Michael Lille picks up the initial frag, but Smith strikes right back and takes him out of the picture. So LDLC actually having a slight advantage here at even numbers.
Oh, definitely. And that last round, Exist should be given some credit as well. That's twice now he's defended that bomb site alone and just bought time and actually made it even winnable for his team. So it's damn impressive at this point. And now let's see what LDLC are up to. They've got 2 Molotovs left, and you can see they're sort of gravitating towards the A side of the map. Get Right's going to take down Happy. It's a very easy kill. For the rest of LDLC, 1 entrance here, 1 opening frag in this A bomb site, and that could crack it wide open in their favor.
See, Forrest is hiding basically behind the tire. They can't see him in this position because the tire is hiding his legs. This is a perfect spot for him to be holding. Molotov bounces off the truck just to check the corner, and Forrest is now going to be hanging around. The crossfire is still here. Freiburg working his way out. Forrest just making sure that he stays alive at this point. The fire going to force him out into the open, but that changes nothing. Forrest still takes 1 kill, and then line up for Freiburg at the end. Perfect hold once again. Freiburg holding the line for NIP. They get that 11th round on the board, and LDLC now in shock going into this second half. They had every opportunity, and they just could not make it stick. Lining up time and time again for Freiburg. I mean, how many times have LDLC done that throughout the half?
What's really impressive is actually, you're right, LDLC did play their way into so many opportunities, and there were a number of times when they got the opening frags, they had the man advantage. On top of that, they made the smart move of rotating back to the B bomb site, and then Exist kept being there and just getting a couple of kills. I mean, Exist, I think, he's at the bottom of the scoreboard at 7 kills, but at least 4 of those kills was when he was alone in the bomb site, and he took 2 with him before everyone else showed up, and that's such a big difference. Really high impact kills for Exist. Just to highlight that, it's been really important in that bomb site. Now, if LDLC win this pistol round, no one has the right to be shocked if they make a full comeback. That's how this map has played out so many times before. So even though right now it feels like the final map of the grand final is a little bit one-sided, don't be completely fooled either, because there's still a lot on the line here. And, you know, LDLC, they're pretty going over how they can muster a win.
They are. I mean, that's exactly what is being discussed at this point. But right now, it's a mental game for LDLC, and they've tripped in the past. They've had advantages that they have not been able to close out. I mean, granted, NIP are on home soil with the home crowd behind them, and they're landing 6 shots. I mean, that is definitely tough when you just feel like you've thrown everything at a team and they keep shutting you down. Now you're going to go into your CT side. Now it's about establishing your game on the defense and putting a halt to NIP. But Shoxy not quite performing. Smith's definitely struggling. I mean, it's a mental game. Once again, Happy finds himself sitting at the top of the scoreboard for LDLC. The in-game leader, it should be names like Kyoshima, it should be Shoxy sitting at the top. So this is when they have to come alive if LDLC are to have a chance of running it back on their CT side and taking their first major title.
It was a good performance on Dust 2 for LDLC. It's a very impressive performance from NIP on Inferno. Now it's the second half of the third map here. This is it, ladies and gentlemen. It's the grand finals. And now it's on for LDLC. They really need to make this work. Otherwise, if they lose the pistol round, they could end up losing a lot faster than they had planned.
Michael holding in happily, his usual spot here back in T-spawn, making sure that no push can come out from LDLC through the B tunnels. He wants to make sure that this part of the map is locked down. The bomb drop all the way back in T-spawn as well, so NIP leaving their options open, but Get Right is currently running it over towards that B side, and Freiburg is lurking in connector. They've now cleared out this portion of the map, and things are falling into place here for NIP. This does look, especially with the Molotov on Freiburg, like they want to start setting up for a B take, and that position that exists was holding throughout this entire first half might get flambéed in just a moment.
You could be right. It's a good opening from Kyoshima, though, taking down a player who's incredibly important in any pistol round, which is Forrest. He's so good at it. Follow up from Happy. He goes for it again. He wants a second kill. He gets it as well. Stunning shot from Happy there. Really good job. Triple kill. And it's going to be 11-5.
And there you have it, LDLC, despite Ninjas and Pajamas just clearing every part of that map, setting it up so that they could really just come pummeling into that site, overwhelm the defense quick. Again, a player like Happy had to step up and get 3 frags in the pistol to make it happen for his team. It wipes out more than half of the NIP team single-handedly. Now that is going to be the boost in confidence for the rest of his teammates. If he leads the charge and leads by example, will his team follow?
They should. Look at NIP, what they have planned. If they are about to carpet bomb this A bomb site, if they can get close enough and look at some of the positions, it's going to be really interesting. Kyoshima is one of them. He could get grenaded down. Shock's a little bit further back, and Smith is in the back line, so probably Kyoshima is going to be the target of choice here. They got 5 HE, so I hope we're ready to try and do some grenade follow action here on the NIP side, because this is a clear-cut strat. This is not something that you just happen to do. This is something they've pre-planned. Maybe for the grand finals, maybe not. So let's try and check it out. I'm just looking for the first member to be the one to pop one out, because NIP are just currently waiting.
They are playing this very patiently. I mean, there's still 50 seconds left on this clock here for NIP. Initial nades to go out. That's going to shake them up just a little bit here. This is a matter of seconds here for LDLC, but first nade in, and they are just bombarding this site. Nearly all of the nades gone now, and they've hardly done anything at all. LDLC have lived through, but now it's going to be Kyoshima. Just time to spray exists, rushes in and takes out Shoxy, and they still have a man alive at the back of the site. It is Smith who manages to take 2 with him. Man advantage still for LDLC, and it's a 3-on-1 situation. Forrest does get the plant, and he will die to Happy. But NIP still have to consider that a win. Getting the plant after all of that is not bad work.
It's definitely not. They managed to kill Shox and Smith. If Kyoshima had held the forward position by the container then, that would have been a 3rd kill. And at that point, who knows what would have happened. So interesting style coming out from NIP. I'm really enjoying that one. It's a shame it didn't work just because it would have been funny. But we're into the 18th round here, and it's LDLC picking up. Obviously, the rifles they lost. NIP, they do invest in another couple of grenades. They can't quite stay away from it, actually. Yeah, 2 HEs as well on Forrest and Get right here.
They still have that buffer to work with, right? Where it's not, LDLC aren't quite that close. They haven't quite tied it up yet. NIP can afford to give up an extra round to make sure that when they go into this first buy round, they're going to have everything at their disposal. And an AWP, the sniper rifle for Michael, and full nades for the rest of the team. So NIP now, let's see if they can get another plant out of this scenario. I mean, the double HEs didn't really pan out, but Exist has a Molotov to potentially clear out that position at the back of the site. I mean, they may not want to have to deal with Exist this time, or rather with Smiths this time around, despite the fact that at present, it's Kyoshima holding it on the site itself. Yeah,
well, Exist, here comes the Molotov, and it lands right in front. So now they're going to be charging on through. Can they make it this time? It doesn't look like it. LDLC shutting them down. Shox with a follow-up double kill, and Smith picking up one of his own as well. Pretty confident defense from LDLC, and that's what they need. That's what we need to see from them as well. Now it's only a 4-round difference, and this match has turned from being NIP just feeling great, and I bet you right now they're feeling the pressure.
Yeah, I agree wholeheartedly. This is definitely the big key round here. 19th round bye for NIP, but this is the first time they've got full guns on the board, all the nades as well, and Michael Lele has that AWP. Throughout the first half, he constantly delivered with entry frags. Now is his time to step up here for NIP and once again find that opening kill to give his team the options that they need to take a bomb site. So LDLC now, fairly standard hold from them. Nothing too crazy, actually. They really didn't push out too far onto the map this time around, knowing full well that NIP would have rifles. LDLC are pacing themselves here.
Playing so passively is going to be annoying for Michael Lele, because he really wants somebody to come and play just a little bit forward, take a fight with him somewhere, so he can pick one off and set his team back on track here. That is not happening. LDLC are perfectly content to just sit and smoke off this choke point for as long as it takes until NIP run out of time. And when there's no more smokes, there's going to be Molotovs instead to follow it up. If NIP play a patience game and try and wait out LDLC here, they'll end up pushing through with just not enough time, essentially. And that's obviously going to be a big factor here. Oh, that Molotov went through too soon. I think that extinguished itself. All right, Hiroshima will still open up on Forest, looking good. Oh, he's going to fall back. Exist will get the return kill now. Happy coming in to try and help out, but up in the bomb site, the bomb might actually go down. NIP making a better entrance than I had imagined they would be able to. Shock's going to have to be forced back here. Very little time left, but the bomb does go down. Now Shox is creeping up. Can they do this? MBK with a good return kill, coming into it, get right outside the bomb site. It's a 4-on-3. LDLC, they need to get back in and defuse that bomb. It's MBK now with a kill, get right, picking up 2. And Happy goes down, MBK on the bomb. It's a team kill, 1 but 2 kills. They sacrifice get right to get the kill on MBK. That's what it takes to win.
Yes, talk about sacrifice. Throw bodies on the fire, Anders, until he gets extinguished. This is Gatright, though, at his finest, just holding the line, cutting LDLC in half. Michael Lele there with the crossfire as well, and LDLC not able to establish a retake. This is going to be a key round now, however, because LDLC low on money, NIP having just won a round, their loss bonus has been reset. If they lose this round, they're back to ecoing as well. So this is a crucial round going forward here in the second half. Can NIP chain 2 together and put LDLC on the ropes? Oh, and that shot just high there from Michael Lele through the main pipe into B.
Well, the Swedes simply deciding that if they're going to win this match, it's going to have to get medieval. Even if we have to sacrifice a few humans to win this match, that's all in the game. It doesn't mean they win yet, but they do extend their lead up to a 5-round difference. We'll have to find out here if LDLC, because it was looking good. They spent those grenades really, really well. There was that one hiccup where the Molotov got extinguished, and that may have bought time for NIP to take that fight just a little bit quicker than they otherwise would have been able to. And who knows if that was the main difference. I guess we'll never know. But now they're going back again, and Freiburg is actually setting up for a smoke, and probably give you a follow-up Molotov. If we can do a little bit of a follow on him, that'd be perfect.
Yeah, there we go. The smoke's going into this site now. Forrest leading the charge. Shoxy is already gone off the map, and NIP now have this man advantage. 20 seconds on the clock, though. They have to go. They have to get the kills. And there's the first one. It's Smith killing off Hiroshima. A team kill. That certainly isn't going to help. And Forrest punishes the offender. Happy is now here to try and bring things back under control, but it's a 2-man lead for NIP. And LDLC, they can't afford to take the fight.
Oh. A devastating result for LDLC. Inspired by NIP, they try and sacrifice one of their own members. It just doesn't work as well, and actually it hugely backfires on them. LDLC's economy is wrecked, and NIP are looking a hell of a lot better than they were just a few minutes ago.
BK does get a parting shot there, though. NIP can't really afford to be giving up rifles themselves, and Gatright will take the gun off of Happy. Huge win there for Gatright. A very big win for NIP. Now we see the situation. I mean, they are going to actually force in this scenario. I mean, Happy, this is a pressure call for them. They realize that they can't really afford NIP to let NIP get past this point. the camera, I mean, this is all about now, I mean, this, again, it's another back-to-back crucial round here. LDLC, they put everything into this.
Losing this round would put NIP on tournament point, essentially. LDLC would have to try and fight for some sort of ridiculous overtime, or they would make an insane force-up that could very likely cost them the tournament anyway. They're in an impossible situation right here. But it's not over yet. It's an AK, it's a 2 M4s, FAMAS, and a CZ75. LDLC cannot give up now.
No, they certainly cannot. This time around, I mean, LDLC, I mean, NIP have got to be so incredibly frustrated right now with how LDLC are playing these rounds as well, but they just seem to be making it work in the end when they go crashing onto the site. However unlikely that it has gone their way, but LDLC is still refusing to give NIP an opportunity to find an entry, not pushing out on the site, not allowing NIP to get a flank in or catching them off guard. LDLC are content to sit back and give NIP the setup time because they're that confident in their ability to hold. This round, however, the 21st, it's going to be everything for LDLC. Because if NIP take this round, they're on 14, and LDLC have to force again to keep them off of match point. And at that point, it can spin completely out of control for the Swedes.
Look at the time. This is insane. This is some Navi level play. It's 20 seconds, and NIP are only now deciding to go to the A bomb side. They're pushing on in. Forrest even running with the knife out. Hiroshima and Smith picking up the rounds. This is big for LDLC. They get another kill in here. It's 8 seconds, 7 seconds. Smith just has to hide in here. Michael goes down, and that's the round. Great defense from LDLC. Stepping it up just when it matters. Hiroshima with the double. It's Smith with the double. NIP waited too long this time, and it's a very solid defense coming out from the Frenchmen. They definitely still have it. They just need to remind themselves of that fact. They're on the stronger side. They're the second best team in the world. They definitely should be able to hold on to this.
Exactly right. I mean, this is the strength, and this is when they really struggle, NIP, if they don't get those entries rather to work off of. The clock runs out, and then they force the situation. And unfortunately for NIP in that position, they could have potentially made it work, except that GetRight was on the other side of the map. He wasn't anywhere near where Michael was with the bomb to lend a hand to his teammate to get that control of that site. So this time around, Hiroshima is just going to assassinate Freiburg in the connector, and LDLC will be the man, well, the team with the man advantage well, fairly early in this round.
I think that position that GetRight had the last round is, oh, this is such a cool boost, by the way, so we'll just check this out for a moment. He's not going to catch anyone, I think, with it, but there's definitely an option to do this. And you can actually, interestingly, you can do this boost on the other side, from the counter-terrorist side, to catch terrorists who are running into this connector. So it worked both ways. It was Virtus Pro who showed us that the first time that we saw it. I think GetRight's position in that last round would have worked out if NIP had got in and got the bomb down. I think that was they were doing a long play, and you know, somewhere in the plan they just skipped a step, and that was actually clearing out the bomb site, and then it didn't work so well. LDLC once again relying heavily on smoking off the choke point here, but NIP have somehow made it through the last couple of rounds, and GetRight, oh what? Picks up a second kill as well on Shocks. It's right through the smoke. He charges in Forrest here with the bomb and puts it down. This is a disaster, but finally Smith gets to put an end to it. GetRight goes down. It's a 3-on-3. MBK coming with a kill on Forrest, and his sister's going to fall as well. They're picking them apart. No bomb plant either. Michael goes down. Great job, LDLC. That was a scary moment as GetRight looked like he was single-handedly going to win the round, but they managed to control themselves.
Exactly, and once that pick, I mean, it exists, it takes the damage willingly, just jumping onto that site to get that FAMAS that had been dropped on the ground. So they were looking for some kind of edge to build off of what GetRight had given them there on NIP, but they kept getting caught out one at a time, and LDLC keeping their cool, landing the shots. That's how brutal it can be. LDLC now, however, they are deciding to change up the play. They've got Smiths with a Scar 20 now, and an AWP on Happy. Things are about to get real fun here.
It's actually a very smart choice for Smiths to work with, because NIP have clearly been favoring that choke point. Now, what works well with chokes and smokes, it's obviously the auto sniper. It's the perfect weapon. Most, you know, mostly illustrated on Mirage. That shot did not connect. There was a sound that went through the audience there.
Went weak in the knees. I mean, that was a crucial opportunity there for Michael Lele. Needed to land that shot, because with that Scar 20 now to lock off that angle, LDLC, this is a very tough bomb site to crack, because even if the smokes go down, flashes, he can be blind. He just needs to hold down mouse 1, and the bullets going through that straight line across the site, it's so dangerous for NIP. One tag, they're down to 30 HP, and from there on up, it can be a cleanup for LDLC. So,
oh, look at this battle. Gerrard's gonna walk right in, and just the timing on shots is unbelievable. But the double return, Michael Lilly and Forrest. LDLC, it's still so close. Down to the B bomb site here. It's MBK holding strong, and the bomb is making its way down as well. They've got 20 seconds. They're going back to A with 20 seconds. It's because Forrest is up here checking it. The bomb is gonna make it. There is time for this play on NIP's side, and Forrest is just the point guard here, trying to see if he can do it, but Smith with the auto sniper, 6 seconds. The bomb is gonna go down, but it's a 3-on-3 retake. Exist past the knife or the grenade out. He's gonna take him down there. Smith with the auto sniper for the follow-up. And now it's gonna be a 2-on-2. Mikelele holding the cross here, and there's the kill. Double for Mikelele. 13-9 now, 14-9 as NIP pick up that round incredibly off the back of shots of Forrest's way of holding that bomb site. Impressive.
Absolutely, that is, and that time around, right, talking about crucial shots to hit, Mikelele, he delivers at the end, manages to keep them off of that bomb. And this is now crucial here. LDLC, look at the state of their money. They have nothing going into this to keep NIP off match point.
I don't even understand how Exist survived. I was so surprised I couldn't even really speak properly, because that was just insane. He put down the bomb, and they came around the corner just then. That should have been death right there, and it would have changed the outcome a fair bit. 14-9. Double Molotov on NIP. Could be used on either bomb site as we've seen, but NIP have had a lot of success doing it at the A bomb site. And LDLC's economy will not support a second buy. Winning here for NIP almost equals winning the second major in their careers.
Second major, back-to-back major streak as well for the team that has been in every major final for CSGO. We're witnessing history here. At the boost, very clever boost coming up here. Mikelele can see all the way into the middle of the A site, a very common spot to be held as well. We're looking right at that container, but no target presents itself. And LDLC just holding so far back. They want to give nothing to NIP. Once again, they want to run down the clock down to 20 seconds until NIP have to be forced into pushing onto the site and can walk into this CZ crossfire that they have set up here. And here come the smokes from NIP. The flashes are soon to follow, and this is all going to come down to the shots now for LDLC.
Kiyoshima with a good start. Smith with the follow-up as well, but Exist gets one in return. It's not quite done yet. They need more LDLC. The bomb is going to go down here, and Mikelele is furiously shooting through the smoke, not really connecting with anyone just yet. They're clearing out all the outside of the bomb site here, but Get Right takes down Smith. It's a 3-on-3. Happy with a great shot on Get Right. Takes him down through a box with a headshot now. Next in line, Mikelele falls. Exist going down. MBK with the retake at the end here, and they are getting the defuse. There's enough time. Beautiful from LDLC, absolutely critical.
Happy is actually absolutely critical, actually. Managing to lead the charge, get a crucial kill, managing to remove Get Right so that the crossfire is weakened, that NIP are trying to hold to keep them off of that site. Get Right rather is gone from there, and then it's just remaining down to the remaining members for NIP, and that's just cleanup for LDLC. The power of that crossfire at the start, though, NIP got beaten up massively before they could actually get anything done. This is just LDLC now on the brink, and they've got 2 AWPs to play with as well. Now NIP are the ones on the round of eco, and LDLC, they've just bought themselves a second chance at their first major title.
It's still within grasping distance right here for the Frenchman. Nothing has been decided, not yet. And NIP, again with the Molotov here. Exist is going to be the one charging it in. Smoke in the back to block off Smith. And Kiyoshima opening up. Great double kill from us in hand. It's a triple. He goes for more. Kiyoshima with 4 kills to clean up the incoming CZ push. Perfect round from LDLC. They don't drop a single one. And that is the kind of confidence, and that's the kind of precision that LDLC need right now.
And that is, they still look dead focused at this point. Happy looks very unhappy, but this is still a round at Kiyoshima. That's the kind of round you need to build some confidence and to give yourself some fighting spirit going into the rest of this half. We're into the 26th round now, and NIP have bought up with AKs. They have the nades as well. And let's see exactly where they decide to take this, because the bomb is actually making its way towards B right now. This is Exist hanging back in T-spawn. He's setting up to make sure that Get Right can get into position to look down into the tunnels towards sewers. And NIP, once again, spreading out across this map. This time around, however, LDLC ventured out onto the map, only they didn't really find anything. NIP weren't quite quick enough to give them a target.
Forrest making a little bit of noise, trying to pretend he's multiple people, switching the angle every time he shoots, and he's throwing smokes and grenades and just trying to be as large as he can be. But down at B, it's where it's all happening. Happy with a really good pickoff. Goes for a little bit more, but Freiburg will pick him off. That's now a double for the Swedish entry fragger, and it works beautifully. LDLC, they did not counter this. It's been A almost every single round in this second half. And now NIP, they flip the switch, they change the pace, and they end up at the B bomb side, and Freiburg is here. Not going to get the triple shots, will take him down. Kiyoshima with the kill as well. Looking good for the retake right here as Makelele goes down. It's all on Forrest, and he picks up one. Bomb still ticking away. He avoids the flash. He comes back for a little bit more, but he goes down. Kiyoshima on the back of a quad kill. He picks up the triple and the defuse. 14-12. He's now top fragging in this whole game with 23. He's a young player, a young talent. This is incredible.
This is a true star being born right here. And this is what we were talking about going into the remainder of this half. When we swapped over from the first half to the second half, we needed to see players like Yoshima wake up, like NBK, like Smith, and they're doing just that now. Everybody into the double digits, Shoxy lagging a little bit behind, but that doesn't matter when Yoshima is stepping up and NBK and Happy as well. So let's see exactly now. NIP, once again, they're going to be forced into just the cruelest of pressure situations here. Another eco out from them, and this is just going to be the full rush out onto the B site. Everything is going towards the bomb plant here. They need to get the bomb plant to get the money.
That's all they care about. Makelele picks up the one. NBK in some trouble here, and Kiyoshima might have to come in and work some of that magic again. The bomb looks like it will be going down. Oh, it's denied by NBK. The timing is perfect, and it's going to be Makelele going down. Such a nice hold at the end. No bomb plant, and it makes a world of difference right now for LDLC. They want NIP to have as few rifle rounds as possible, and denying that plant, that's the difference maker. Exactly.
$800 for every player on NIP if they lose the round after a bomb has been planted. So that's a set of nades right there that NIP could have to work with. That could be, you know, basically nades from Makelele right now when he has the AWP.
And listen to the crowd, Sembler. They know. They heard that interview with Get Right. Said we're going to have to rely on the crowd to bring us back to a victory here. They knew how strong LDLC were too. So that sixth member in the crowd, maybe that's going to be the difference maker. Because right now, it's on the edge of a blade right here. It's so close. There's no way to call it now.
I really, truly can't go either way here. A bit of a peek there. We get, oh, good preview there actually as well. Managing to clip him a little bit, but a great nade onto Exist. Drops him down to around half HP, but this is going to set it up here now. NIP with a minute left on the clock, gathering speed, going towards his B side, and Get Right leading the charge, opens it up and gets the headshot on Happy. NBK now alive in the pit, but he's been smoked off, and he can't quite find the angle to stop this plant from going down. It's all about NBK now finding the headshot, but Exist finds it first, and now the two-man advantage here for NIP. Bomb has been planted. Get Right raining in destruction. Double off kill for him, and it's down to Smiths now. Last man alive for LDLC, but NIP are about to be on match point. 1v5, no hope for him. Even if he were to get Right, it's too late. NIP are here. They're going to lock him down. They're wall banging him down. They know exactly where he is.
Oh, wow. Tournament point for NIP. They could really win this grand finals. It's Forrest to clean up. Nothing is safe for LDLC, but they do have the economy to buy. They can make the full buy. I'm surprised they didn't go for more. I thought they would have gone for orbs and auto snipers here, because now it doesn't really matter how much they save or anything like that. Now they just need to spend all their money all the time. LDLC only need 2 rounds. It's very doable. We could well see overtime in this match here.
Certainly, that's definitely a possibility here, but LDLC seems like they want to be quick on their feet, fast to react. But the crowd is definitely waking up here now that the crowd favorite is on tournament point, title point here. NIP needs 1 round, and they will collect their second major title. Forrest going for a bit of a peek, playing aggressively, finds the headshot. There's the entry, but Smith is in position to get the refrag. So LDLC not losing control quite yet.
Happy's got to be careful. He's playing with fire right now. Listen, AWP scoped up down there. If he walks out into it, That's all the opening NIP need. Now, they are making a lot of noise down here, but you can also tell on the minimap, they're sort of rotating back, so I'm thinking this is going to be an A push eventually. Exist, pretending still, but you see Freiburg with the bomb going back, and LDLC, they're still in position for this.
There's still time here, 35 seconds left, and now the smokes and the nades are going to go in. Molotov to clear out the back of the site. That's going to force them into the open, but Get Right can't quite find the angle to take advantage of that. Of course, he is the lurker extraordinaire, and that is exactly what he's going to do here, because the bomb is rotating back with 20 seconds left. They're going to go for the B site, but Happy has already cut them off. Exist is gone. It comes down to Michaelele, and there's the shot. Now Freiburg is off the table, but Get Right, lurker finds Smith, and this is all over the place, but LDLC will hold fast. And we are going to a 30th round here, Anders, on the third map.
What a finals it is. It could not get any better than this, maybe except for some overtime. And now the crowd doesn't want it. They say no overtime. Straight victory is what they're looking for, but they might not get it. NIP, they've got 3 Molotovs, 1 CZ75 on Michaelele, so there's not going to be any opening action from his point of view. What do you think, Semler? Is it time for a firebomb on that A bomb site? Can they do it once more? It's worked at least a couple of times so far.
They need to be working together here, NIP. I mean, admire the ballsy play coming out from Forrest, you know, taking these fights, trying to create opportunities, but if they aren't working in tandem, it's not going to pan out. Now, NIP, they need to go in as a unit. When they have, it has worked marvelously well for them. So, can they actually execute here? LDLC still have plenty of stuff, but so do NIP. And with a minute left on this clock, the first nade is going to go raining into this A site, and this is it. NIP are setting up. There is no fake this time. It is going to be on A.
Forrest charging through the smoke. Hiroshima takes 1 down. It may well be overtime. Smith is going to hit the follow-up. Michaelele then Shoxy with the kill. It's a 3-2-on-4 now, and overtime is in effect. LDLC, they get the kills home. What a way to finish it here for the Frenchmen. Absolutely strong performance. No doubt at all in their minds that they were going to be able to do that.
An identical performance, in fact, from both teams. 11-4 in the first half, 11-4 in the second half. Nearly identical performance from both teams on this final map. This truly is a thing of beauty that we have here on our hands. This grand finals, these teams so evenly matched. That's huge.
Unbelievable.
Just huge, I mean, just huge. And a huge shout out to everybody tuning in now as well to witness history in the making here to close out the year with us here and NIP and LDLC battling it out.
This is as good as it gets. I believe the word was 306,000 on the Twitch channel. So if any of you out there have friends that aren't already watching, aren't already into the game, I've had a lot of tweets this weekend from people saying, well, I normally play League of Legends, I normally play Dota 2 or StarCraft, and I just happened to drop by in and watch some Counter-Strike, and now I'm hooked. Well, welcome to the community, all of you, because this is exactly why we tend to spend weekend after weekend watching this game. It's just too much fun. The overtime here, LDLC probably going to have a bit of an advantage. This is a mental reset. They're on the more favorite side. They'll have the money to buy the equipment. I actually think LDLC have a good chance to close out. And reminder again, it's the MR3 overtime, which means you play 3 rounds on the first half, then you switch halves, and you play another 3 rounds. So we're looking for the first team to get 4 rounds in total in the overtime. That's the first team to get 19 in total. That's the score you have to watch for, and they get 10,000 starting money. So that means when you're on the CT side, if you lose the first 2 rounds, you can't buy for the third one. That's all you need to know about overtime in this format.
So we're about to get into it here. We're ticking down towards this first round of overtime. LDLC will remain on the CT side. NIP continue on the offense. NIP barreling towards this B site right now. I'm curious to see what they have in store for us here. Are they trying to catch LDLC off guard with some aggressive play? It does look like they want to force their way into Sewers, get control of this portion of the map.
Yeah, but NBK spots it. That one jump over, we just saw the top of his face. NIP speeding up behind this, uncharacteristically fast here. Freiburg get a return kill, but it's NBK and Happy shutting it down quickly, and backup is being called for. They know this is a real push. Shox will take down Freiburg, Get Right. Trying to find the angle through. It's not looking good right now. It's a 1-on-4 here. And NIP, their first attempt, not really connecting well enough. Get right, we'll get a first impressive shot here. And if NIP, or sorry, if LDLC don't play this well, they could end up throwing a couple of kills away, and that's not cool either.
No, that is certainly not cool. They need to survive this round with as many rifles alive as possible, but both Shoxy and NBK are so very low. They're using all their gear right now to just buy more time, to put more pressure on Get Right. The key player here is Smith, though. He has full HP, and he has the long shot. Decides to peek out, verify where Get Right is still, and there's the Molotov to buy even more time, funneling Get Right up onto this site, into the waiting arms of the remaining LDLC members. Get Right just so patient in this situation. He finally has the bomb, but can he find a kill? He needs to find at least one, but it's going to be Shoxy getting the drop on him. And there we have it. LDLC will pick up this crucial CT round in the first round of overtime.
It's very good stuff, and I can tell there's at least a segment of the audience who are excited about LDLC playing well. They do also cheer for them, so it's not all for NIP right now, but that initial start's very good. And they saved the 3 rifles, which is also important. LDLC just securing the fact that they can buy for the full extent of the overtime.
So now that the brute force tactic has not proven effective, where do NIP take this battle? What haven't they tried throughout the first half?
Well, I would say what has worked throughout the first half, and that's the A push. LDLC has shown that they did manage to shut it down in the end, but maybe they are going to go back to what works. They're certainly making their way over here. They have the Molotov to back it up as well. Freiburg and also Exist. So I think we need to see if we can catch some of those grenades.
Flash is going through. This is just to set things off.
They could actually grenade Hiroshima. They have the HEs for it. It's hard for them to know. They tried it in the eco round.
That was a nice little peekaboo nade on Michael, but Michael is going to be perfectly fine here. 50 seconds left now, and a new smoke goes down to block off this choke point. There's one entrance onto this A site that is accessible to the T side, and right now LDLC are locking it down firmly.
This is all a patience game right here. NIP, they show a couple of grenades, then they wait, and they hope that LDLC think it's a fake, and that now everyone's rotating back to B, but in fact, they're not. Now Exist comes in with the follow-up Molotov any second, and that's going to be the cue to go. Now they're headed out, and actually LDLC have bought it. They're walking out of the bomb site. NIP sold this fake. Get Right takes down Smith. How did LDLC give this up? Get Right with a kill. Exist to take down Hiroshima. It's Happy and NBK. NIP. The ultimate salesman here. They just bought it hook, line, and sinker. And Happy's gonna be the last man left here, 1-on-5. That has got to be a mental breakdown from LDLC. That's the weight of the grand finals on the right here. Otherwise, they would not have made that mistake.
Now rotating over, I mean, this is a team that plays it to perfection. These sorts of rounds, that's their bread and butter. And for LDLC to crack now in the grand finals, they have to keep communicating. They have to keep the communication up here, LDLC. But because they won that first round, they will have enough money to buy fully here in the third. So it's not the end of the world here for LDLC. They can still finish this half up 1 round. They desperately need it. Seeing as how each team in regular time with 15 rounds could only take 4 T-side rounds. If NIP were allowed to take 2 of them here out of 3, it would be a humongous lead going into the second half of this overtime.
But even taking 1 out of 3, if you did that during regular time, it'd be the same as taking 5 rounds. So already NIP have done a very good job just getting the 1 in here. And the fashion in which they did it also has to be incredibly frustrating for LDLC. They could have probably held that bomb site if they hadn't bought that slight delay in time that NIP put in. They threw the first wave of grenades, then waited just long enough that LDLC decided, wait, they can't be coming, and then a second wave rained in, and that was it. 50 seconds left, and it's back to the A bomb site here for the Swedish Ninjas.
The bomb is still floating around here. There is still Get Right doing his job, lurking on the other side of the map, and Freiburg is here to lend a hand. They're trying to sow confusion in the ranks once again here. LDLC this time around seem to be holding fast, however. Two solid defenders here on the A side. They're going to spot the bomb making its way in. Exist is gone. Smith with some very clean rifle work, annihilating the push. Forrest will roast him alive, however, as punishment, but Michael is going to step in. Point blank, he said. Point blank off, rather.
He's going to get the bomb down, but he's probably going to be alone. Freiburg will go down here. Now he's trapped in the back line with an AWP with a real chance to finish this. The shot as he jumps! NBK picked out of the sky, and now it's down to Michael here. Double kill, flashbang in. He's got the C set. He charges in, and it's not enough A great save from Happy there. That is so scary. Lightning fast reflexes coming out for Mikelele, but Happy's able to save his team. And they win 2 out of 3 rounds on the CT side, and that's absolutely crucial.
That is exactly. Now, NIP are perfectly capable of taking 3 rounds in a row. For that collapse to happen here, especially after such fine work coming in from Smith. Smith, of course, completely unaware that he was standing in a Molotov that entire time. Mikelele, however, here, this flick, that's a thing of beauty. NBK just jumping briefly to see if he can spot him out, but that 1 split second was enough for Mikelele to turn that into a very uncomfortable clutch scenario here. Now we move on into the second half of overtime. There's still a minute left for the teams to discuss tactics going into this swap, but this is everything now. LDLC, what do they do to catch NIP off guard in this crucial first round?
I always have a hard time deciding if this minute here feels like it's too short because you want more time, or if it feels like an infinity of time. You just need to get on with this, and maybe we should ask that in an interview question at one point, because right now the pressure is on, and the fact is that double overtime is not out of the question yet. This could continue to grow. 27 kills currently on Kyoshima. Now, he wasn't top fragging all the way through. Happy pulled the first half through. He played really well. Kyoshima, he sort of just slowly ramped it up, but then he kept cranking it up notch after notch and ended up way on top. It's been a remarkable game for him either way.
It certainly is. I believe he ended the first half with like 5 frags on the board, 5 or 6. I mean, for him to go all the way up to 27, NBK as well with a solid performance so far. Happy, of course, the linchpin of LDLC. He is the anchor.
And the really incredible thing is that the top fragger for NIP, just 1 below Kyoshima, is Mikelele at 26. You just get brought in to play in probably the most legendary team in Global Offensive. You have a lot of weight on your shoulders. You're playing in the grand finals and you come up with this performance. That is as pretty convincing, if nothing else. All right. Now the second half of overtime is live. Dreamhack, make some noise!
And this is interesting. NIP, they're going for the aggression that worked so well for them in their CT half. Straight up, Forrest gets caught, however. NBK reacts in time, pulls the trigger, and takes his face off. And Mikelele not going to connect with that shot, despite the fact that he was blind. It is not going to go his way. And this is going to be now NIP battling back from a man disadvantage. I mean, Inferno, this is Inferno all over again. Oh.
This is such a strong start. That kind of running shot is perhaps uncomfortable if you're Forrest. Forrest has been one of the key difference makers here on the overpass map. And Happy just checking, as you see on the map there, he's checking, making sure no one from NIP is pushed up behind them. LDLC have been paranoid ever since the second round of this map that someone's going to be lurking behind them. They really don't ever want to lose a round to that again. It looks like they're going to end up at the A bomb site. NIP have convincingly demonstrated that the A bomb site is definitely a point in which you can make a breakthrough now. LDLC want to try it as well, and they have the Molotov, almost identical strat coming in here from LDLC. They're copying point for point what NIP are doing, and look at that, they're running in clean. This is beautiful from the French team. This could definitely work out right now. NIP, can they get back in somehow? The bomb is going to go down. It's a 4-on-5 retake. And they're wall banging through on Mikelele. He's taking a lot of damage for it and is going to have to fall back in place here. This is great work from LDLC.
And attention is right. There's the shot. Mikelele only gets the leg on Smith this time around. Get Right, however, will come in and manage to pick up a kill on Kyoshima. It's going to be Get Right just clearing this site, but this is going to be it. The crucial kills. Mikelele steps in and brings it down, but he's only got 4 HP, and he's 1v2 with no time on the bomb. Lands the first shot on Happy, but NBK, all he has to do is sit around the angle, and he does just that. Perfect play at the end by NBK to clutch it for his team. And LDLC are now 1 round away from securing the title.
It feels almost ridiculous to see LDLC do the exact same strat as NIP, and NIP make the exact same mistake that LDLC made. They left the bomb site. They went out, and as soon as you do that, you get smoked out, you get flashed out, and getting back in is not as easy as it seems. This is It's almost deja vu just watching that. Now, 3 Molotovs back on LDLC. And I think we all about now, well, right about now, we know what that means here. So Forrest is down in the connector, and if he can pick up the first kill here, that will be big. He's waiting on Happy and Forrest. He does not come up, but then Get Right with a quick return. That's better than nothing, but still in favor of LDLC right now. Though Get Right will check this part of the map, and that's going to be a lot of information. Right now, NIP know exactly what's up, and if you look at Exist, he's running back with his knife out. They know this A push is coming. Good communication from NIP.
Oh, fantastic information here gained by Get Right. This is a genius play, going for the gamble, and it pays off huge. Now NIP, they can set up the defense here on this A side, and LDLC could potentially get shredded trying to run in here. 3 solid players on the defense here for A. This is nearly uncrackable. It's going to take some huge mistakes from NIP for them to lose from this situation.
This time they're not leaving. They're staying put, NIP. If they need the entry frags, they're going to get one, and they keep trading it. So 2-1-2. Kiyoshima comes out on top. This is now a 1-on-2. Unless Get Right can clutch this situation, it'll be LDLC winning their first major championship title in an incredible fashion in overtime on the last map against NIP. This is all on Get Right. Might be the perfect man to have left here. Trying to walk in. Pacing himself. He's going to spot MBK first. He goes down. And LDLC, they pick it up. And look at that. They can hardly believe it. They're hugging each other, and it must be an unreal sensation. And the crowd will stand up and recognize LDLC in their performance.
Guys, make some noise for LDLC. How are you guys doing, man? Welcome to the stage, Ariel. What a final. That was amazing. That was incredible, these guys. God, we're going to do the prize giving ceremony. I'm out of breath. I don't know how you guys must be feeling. That was incredible, incredible Counter-Strike. Before we do the prize giving ceremony, I'm going to welcome onto the stage Grey Khan from Dreamhack and Christian from HyperX. Come on up, guys. Round of applause to these guys. They're the sponsors and the guys who have put on the tournament this weekend. If you guys just go over there for one moment, we're going to look at the second place first. Grey Khan, come on over. I would like to welcome to the stage, it's home favourites. You all love them, but unfortunately this time they've come second. $50,000 though. Ninjas in pajamas, come on up. Come on up, guys. We need to give you the second place. We line a round of applause for these guys. And here's your check for $50,000. Cool, thanks guys. Everyone got their pictures, that's awesome. Okay, we're gonna let them chill with the check for a bit. That's what I've just been told. Round of applause, keep the applause going, come on, let these guys know you appreciate them, let's go. I've been hearing you chant all weekend for these boys, let them know how much you care. Cheers guys, okay. And next up, your Dreamhack Winter 2014 champions. For the first time, LDLC. Round of applause, make some noise. Here they are coming round in front of all you guys. Keep the applause going. Congratulations, guys. Come up and line up. Keep the applause going. Keep making noise for these boys. They've played amazing. Don't touch the cup yet. Let's first, not yet. Let's first give you your check. Christian from HyperX, here we go, $100,000. That is an incredible amount of money. Congratulations. Here we go. They're going to pose with the check. Round of applause for LDLC. Oh, they're even going to put it up there. Okay, now Christian. Christian, do you want to give them the cup? Go for it. Yeah, you can handle it. Go for it. Okay. Here, guys. Take the cup off of Christian from HyperX. And now you got both of them. $100,000 and a massive cup. The Dreamhack Winter 2014 champions. Happy's kissing the cup. That was beautiful. And there's a bottle of champagne here. Who wants to open the bottle of champagne? Bottle of champagne. Who's good at opening bottles? Anybody? Here, manager. Here you go. Don't hit me in the head with it. Oh, Jesus Christ, peoples! I've got champagne in my eye. Okay, who's the MVP? Okay, guys. Guys, not only this, but we also have been voting, everyone online has been voting for the MVP of the tournament on hltv.org. They've all been voting for the MVP. And I can tell you, someone in my ear, I think, is going to tell me who the MVP is. MVP? Okay, the MVP is Forrest. So, round of applause for Forrest. I'm not sure where Forrest is now. I think he's gone off the stage. But, courtesy of Breadband's Bolagat internet, I believe, he is going to get a free PlayStation 4, which is awesome. And these guys are all hugging now, so that's awesome. Hugging around the cup.